Hello, Danger Noodles. I am here with a super gay Hispano noodle and a random fish.
Put some more respect on the Gar name.
You're like the gay snake with husbandos and fish.
Just some fish. Yeah, okay, fucker. I see how it is.
Aren't you specifically a gator gar?
Yes, I am a Gator Gar.
Yeah, gator guards are cool. Haven't you seen gator guards, Aaron?
Yes.
Fuck.
Have you really?
Yes, my state has an aquarium. A national park has an aquarium that has a whole bunch of fish that's in the state.
Yeah, Bright's talked about having petted a Gator Gar before.
That is amazing. And you can't even remember them.
So, here's one thing I'm gonna make an announcement for because next Friday will be the last stream I'll do for a good while because I'll be taking a break that I take every year from social media altogether. And if like just having a social media break once a year is probably a good thing. That way I don't have to worry about making videos, streaming, doing all this setting up and everything. I can just relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say like I'm
Um
sorry, which stream did you say is gonna be the last stream or
next Friday.
next Friday? Okay.
So
So we're gonna have one more week of doing this, and then I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do my schedule from there.
yeah. It's enjoy your Pride Month, yeah. Basically my break will be from the 14th to the 20th. Because the 21st, I'll debut the 2.0 model. They don't have night shifts afterwards. 2 night shifts. I just thought I would debut the 2.0 on 21st. So wait for that. Yeah. And hopefully at some point this weekend, I'll stream some stuff on the YouTube channel like I said I was going to. I've just been really fucking busy doing stuff.
Well, stop it.
Fuck you. Anyways.
No.
Anyways, which one of you two wants to read, oh wait, we should probably, wait, not yet. Hold on. I should probably read the thing here first.
Yeah, like, which one of you wants to read something? We don't know yet.
You forgot we're not on the content bars. That's what I was thinking first.
Fucking of yourself.
We can do content farms today if you want to.
It just says no.
I mean, I wouldn't be too opposed, but I'm guessing stream already has a title.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just realized I still have the charity up.
The what?
I had the charity donation thing up, even though it was ended on the 1st. I forgot to turn it off.
Why are you so botched?
I don't know. Professional streamer.
I think you deserve a magical star.
I'll end the goal after stream. Alright, so the first group of interest tonight is Fae/Fairies, a species of anomalous creatures typically marked by an allergy to iron. Some have been killed and sent to exile, while others exist today in anomalous communities. Alright, so who wants to read the factory, where I think it was like first brought up about the Fae and fairies originally?
I can read the factory.
Okay, yeah, because I've read it so many times, that's why.
I'm sorry, I sounded way too excited about that. Can you link me?
link you? Hold on, I can put in chat. Alright, hold on.
Here, give me a sec. I'll link you.
I just did.
No,
Thank
give me
you.
a sec. I'll link them.
It's in voice chat.
No, I'll give me a sec. I'll link them.
SCP-001 is an O5's tale.
Oh,
Good
I
evening,
think.
Doctor.
Wait, Headshot, are you still doing something?
There, I linked them.
Oh, for
It's
fuck's
so
sake.
stupid. You have been linked.
Anyway, I'm gonna read this.
Yeah,
Hey,
go ahead.
Good evening, Doctor. No, don't stand up. And yes, I am who you think I am. Let's not make any more of this than it is. You know my number.
Five
I
Guys
know
ruined
enough
me.
about you to make a duplicate that even your mother wouldn't be able to tell apart from the real you. No, that's not a threat, it's just a fact. Now, as my business here, it seems you have stumbled upon something above your clearance. Well, no, stumbled is not the right word. Dug up, perhaps. And you're getting to that point where further digging would end in some fairly lethal gunshot wounds. This would be a sad state of affairs, as you are otherwise quite a good researcher. Therefore, you are getting something very few people in the Foundation ever get an explanation. Yes, we were alerted when you first started digging into SCP-001. Every researcher who's been around for a while looks into it. Most are satisfied when they uncover the angel with the flaming sword buried under enough levels. But then you started looking into the factory. That's when I knew you wouldn't stop. So here it is, plain and simple. The factory is SCP-001, but it will never be written up. It's a choice I made early on the creation of the Foundation, and a choice I still stand by. You researchers are far too curious. I'm not sure which scares me worse, that we'll never understand the factory, or that one day we will. Well, I'm sure you're eager to learn more. The factory was built in 1835. Back then it was known as the Anderson Factory, named after James Anderson, a rather well-to-do industrialist. It was built in, well, we'll just say America, and was the largest factory yet designed, a good mile across at its widest, 3 stories throughout, and a special 7 story tower by the front gate that Anderson lived in. It was designed to be the ultimate factory, capable of taking care of everything, including the housing of workers. People could be born, work, live, die without ever leaving the confines of the factory. And work they did on everything from cattle raising and slaughtering, textiles to everything else under the sun. Now, no one knows whether James Anderson was actually a Satan worshiper. It's just as likely that he followed some kind of pagan gods. What is known is that he was very exact on the building of his factory and in the pavement of his machinery within it. Survivors claim the floor was engraved with arcane symbols that were only visible when the blood flowed across them. But then survivors claimed a lot of things. What is known is that Anderson made his money on the blood and sweat and sometimes body parts of the lower class. His journals indicate that he thought of them as less than human, being put on earth only to serve his will. Of course, at that time, no one knew about his pre predilections, and so people flocked to the factory. A place to both work and live at the same time? Well, of course, people wanted in. Never mind the harsh hours, working conditions, sadistic security force, and all of the rest. Factory workers were forced to work 16-hour days, work only shutting down on Sundays between sunrise and sunset. Workers were only given individual rooms. Workers were not given individual rooms. Instead, sharing rooms with 8 people sleeping in shifts of 3. Medical attention was unheard of. If you were injured in the course of your duties, which most people were, you were expected to just keep working. Anyone too injured to work was dragged off by the security, never to be heard from again. For 40 years, Anderson Factory cranked out all sorts of things for people: meat, clothes, weapons, never mind the beef might be mixed in with human. Don't care that the weapons were forged in blood. No attention need to be paid to the clothes that were dyed with, well, you get the idea. Rumors leaked out, but the products were so good, why bother? Until someone got out. I never met the brave soul who managed to escape, but she managed to meet with President Grant, and in 1875 he enlisted my aid. At the time I was, well, it doesn't matter. We'll say I was military, kind of. And that what my people were and that my people were the same. 150 good men and some women who were often given jobs that weren't supposed to be common knowledge. We'd been cleaning out some Confederate holdouts and some of the worst things we found down south. So we did some research, didn't like what we saw, and went in loaded for bear. I don't actually remember much about the night it all went down. Most of it blends together in my head. Get flashes sometimes. The people chained in line, living next to the dead, and damned hard to tell which was which. Children working underneath machines, the majority of the flesh scoured from their bones by the great wheels of the cogs, and other things. No, I'm all right. I haven't thought about it that night for a very long time. The security force wasn't much of a problem. But then Anderson's creations showed up. He'd been taking the injured workers and, well, experimenting on them. Men, if you could call them men, with multiple arms sewn together, some of them combined with animals. Horrible monstrosities out of mankind's worst nightmares. They kept coming, wave after wave of not quite living creatures. I lost a lot of good people that night. And then we found Anderson's breeding pits. Girls as young as 8, chained to the walls, forced to be nothing more than, I'm sorry, even today, more than a century later, the memory makes me see red. When we finally found Anderson cowering in his office, we hung him from his tower window with his own entrails. As he died, he laughed, saying it didn't matter, we could kill him, but his factory, the factory would go on. He was still laughing 24 hours later when we finally cut him down, had him drawn and quartered, and then burned the remains. The entire time he uttered blasphemies that I don't like to think about. We spent a week cleaning that place out, freeing the workers, putting down the things we found in the basement and many lightless rooms. We pulled out the things that were useful, stocked them in a house near the gate, tried to make sense of everything. 150 of us went into the hell pit that night, and only 93 came out. By the end of the week, we were down to 71. But the things we found in there, my God. Well, you've been with the Foundation a while. They wouldn't seem as amazing to you. But we found toy guns that shot real bullets, a yo-yo that would flay the skin from anyone it touched, hammers that only worked on human flesh, a breed of skeletal horse that ran faster than anything we'd ever seen, cloaks that seemed woven from the night itself, and let men access a shadowy dimension that I get away from myself. Found tools, both wondrous and horrible, and we were faced with a choice. I gathered my highest ranking, well, we'll call them officers, to me, and we tried to figure out what we would do. They all had opinions. The chaplain, he had gone a little crazed, that all these objects must be miracles sent from God, holy relics to be worshipped. Marshall and his little toady Dawkins thought There were a fortune to be made there, making and selling these things to the highest bidder. The engine we called Bass, due to his deep speaking voice. He called these things an abomination, declared that we should hunt down and destroy everything that we could find. And Smith thought we should take this stuff back to the president. The only one without an opinion was the old man, but he never said much of anything, anyways. We argued for hours, days, trying to work it out. I thought we were all sitting on a gold mine, all right. That we could use these things, these objects, to hunt down some of the scary things that we'd run into down south. The only other monsters this world had to offer, and use this factory for good, as a place to contain these things. Find a way to make them work for our fellow men, or at least protect our fellow men from having to deal with them. I'm sure you can figure out what happened. The chaplain snuck away in the night with his devotees, taking a couple of small items with him. Marshall we kicked out when we found him abusing his authority. He promised he'd get revenge, and that little Dawkins shit led the rest of their group off with some of the juicier items. Bass and his people tried to light the whole damn thing on fire, then just left when it didn't work. And Smith left to report back to the president. I did manage to get him to promise me that he'd tell Grant the factory had been destroyed. I had big plans for that place. And of course, it was kind of hard to follow through on big plans when you only have 12 other people to work with. But it was a start. And it worked for a while. We had these amazing toys, and finding people to work with us was easy. Back then, going off the grid was as simple as leaving town. We knew what we wanted. We knew what we could be. Leventhal set out gathering us backings. A simple invention here, some well-invested money there. It all worked out. White and Jones started getting us other backing. In our previous work, we'd found some interesting things about people, some secrets that powerful men didn't want to get out. And with our new position helping keep secrets, we got more people asking us to deal with their secrets. Blackmail is a dirty world, but it works. Bright, Argent, and Lumnix got to work cataloging the items. Light and Bright's wife, the nurse, they made sure to keep our that we sorry. Light and Bright's wife, the nurse, they made sure that we kept ourselves healthy. No, it's just remembering Light. She had such an unusual ideas about hygiene at the time. Brilliant woman. How do you say that?
You don't know.
Job? Maybe?
I'm gonna look it up. It's Ichov? Ichov. Okay. Brilliant woman. Ichov. Fletcher and Carniff dealt with training the troops. Tesla and Tamlin were in charge of figuring out how to take advantage of the items without making it obvious. We were amazing. The city we built around the factory, which we took to calling to Site Alpha, was self supporting. Agents, researchers, operatives of all sorts, not by those names, of course, but those positions. We expanded. I'm sorry, I'm an old man. I know I do not look it, but the body lies. Mind doesn't always remember right, and sometimes I get lost in my memories. Things get confused. But the long and simple it is this. We use the factory. It always seemed to have more empty rooms to store things in. Back then, that was the word for items, things. No skips then. No. We thought we had the factory tamed. That's one of the reasons I refuse to quit this job. If there's anything I can do here, It's remind people that we will never tame these things. Contain them, yes, but as we saw with Abel, tame them, never. And we and after a decade later or so, we were pretty organized. The 13 original of us being called by numbers, not names. We knew how to make things work. And if a thing or two vanished inside the factory still, and the occasional D class, what? Yes, we had D class back then, disposables. That's where the D comes from. Had to have someone test things on. Tesla and Tamlin were both very firm about that. But yes, sometimes we lost people who didn't matter. Adam, I'm sorry. Dr. Bright was fond of saying it was the factories taking its toll. You can't get something for nothing. 1911 was when it all went wrong. Things we called them fairies, an entire race of things, living beside us. They could look at the same as you or I. The only obvious difference was an allergy to iron. Yes, that's why we called them fairies. No, you haven't heard of them. Why? Because it's the one time the Foundation wiped out an entire race of things, root and branch. And I'm the one who did it. We'd been hunting them for some time. We'd run into them time to time before, come out on top. So when a certain royal asked us for help, of course we were eager to get them out of our debt. We'd always loved having people in our debt. We sent a team to help out, take care of what we thought was a hunting party. The next time we saw him, their heads were on poles, attached to the saddles of the creatures the fairies once rode. When they attacked the factory, it was horrible. 3 words, but they convey so much, I swear. I have never. Sorry, please give me a moment. I have never told this part to anyone. You should consider yourself lucky. If you tell anyone any of what I'm about to tell impart upon you, I will not just kill you, but everyone who shares your DNA in the worst ways possible. You'll think procedure 110 montage was a walk in the compared to what I'll do to you. We lost. The things came and they destroyed us, rode over our emplacements, slaughtered our people, shrugged off our weapons like they were nothing. I watched my 13 people go down, left and right, just trying to hold the factory. And I, their leader, their friend, their father figure, godfather to Bright's 4 young children, confident, sometimes lover, always the confessor, I ran. I ran like a scared little schoolboy, deep into the dark guts of the factory. I was chased by the things, always just one step ahead. I could hear them behind me, feel their breath upon my neck, and I came to a door I'd never seen before. A bronze door, covered in Arabic script of some sort. I'd never been one for languages, especially not the curvy bullshit the Muslim use. But I don't care. They were coming for me, and I threw the door open and dived through it. Everything inside, different. There was a feeling of peace, and nothing could hurt me here. The light was this dark red, but still felt right. My ears were filled with the steady thrumming of a gigantic heartbeat, and in front of me were the remains of Anderson. It spoke to me then, and I'll be damned if I could tell you exactly what it said. What it told me was more of a meaning than exact. It offered me hope. Told me it told me that each of the things we had used in from the factory, no matter what we did with them, fed it, helped it grow. But if the fairies took the factory, they would destroy it. And we couldn't have that. It offered me a deal. I could remove this event. I could make it have never happened. All I needed to give it was us. I didn't want to. I knew this was a bad I knew it was a bad idea. But back then I saw them again, my family, my friends, dead. Dead by the hands of these bastards. I agreed, smiled. I found myself once more upon those ramparts, watching the hordes of fairies crest the hill. My foundation alive once more. In my hands was a weapon. I won't bore you with the details, but we slaughtered them. And with these new weapons, continued to slaughter them, everywhere they lived, everywhere they bred. My fellow O5 questioned my decision, thinking we should save some in case we might ever need them. I overruled them. We moved away from the factory, shut it down, moved our things out of there. We changed the name from things to special containment protocols, focusing on containing them, not anything else. The others were curious, but understood I had my reasons. I boarded up the factory, locked it shut, buried it under tons of rubble, saying it was too dangerous. I thought I'd gotten away with it until I found a thing in my desk. One of the old toy guns that shot real bullets. And it had the factory label on it. I've sent people in from time to time to see what it might be doing. Last time I sent people to look, there was nothing there. We keep finding factory items out there. I can't help but to think of how many people of how many more we don't find. The people who use them and keep it hidden. I think back at the body telling me how each item gave energy to the factory. I never asked it, energy for what? I don't think I want to know. What do we give it? D class mostly. Where did you think all those bodies went? There's a place. Bodies are left and they vanish. Everyone thinks I'm a genius for figuring it out. Sometimes Sometimes I have to feed it other things. Researchers, agents. They never know it's coming. It just reaches out and takes them. But in the end, we're doing more good by being here. Whatever the factory wants, whatever it is, we're doing good here. I have to believe that. And now you know. Are you happy? I don't think so. Why tell you? I'm getting old, Everett. Should I die? Someone will have to keep feeding it. Maybe you'll be different. Maybe you'll figure out how to stand up to it. But I doubt it.
So yeah, from I remember in this story, the Fae were not evil. They were. Sorry, you're gonna say something?
They definitely changed bits of the story, but it's mostly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a part of me, a notable part of me, almost wants to go back and reclassify the Foundation after that. Because I don't think I had ever actually heard the whole factory story.
Yeah.
Well, originally the factory story, they had come from the people who took down the factory had come out from the factory and had rebelled against it, and the Fae had helped, but they also had
Yeah.
to wipe out the Fae for turning on them next. So
Yeah. So it's
it
like,
was a bit altered, but it's not that
Well,
different.
we still have another two SCPs we can look at book before we decide.
also, so now that we have,
Mm-hmm.
now that we have the leeway to do this, book, you absolute mad lad. What the hell?
Right. Yeah, Jerry. When you're reading the factory's tale, Bookworm got to the final goal of the charity streams.
What?
You start reading it, and then suddenly, Fire Red Emblem donated $100 to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation in chat.
Yeah.
followed by books saying "Mwahaha."
And man, I was reading so you guys couldn't say jack shit.
I had to like stifle my response because I was about I was I was very shocked for a moment.
Yeah, Booker says though, I don't know, lawful neutral, I think tracks for the Foundation. In this moment they are treading towards evil.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm like being half facetious about altering the Foundation's rating
Yeah,
because the reasons we put it there is because
mhm.
we know that it does some absurdly evil shit, but simultaneously, they literally keep reality from collapsing in on itself.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't the first time the Foundation did genocide. Remember the emoji SCP?
Well, chronologically speaking, uh I think this is technically the first time the SCP Foundation did genocide.
But it won't be
That's
last.
technically accurate.
At least in whichever timeline the factory exists in.
Yeah. Alright.
Plus, in this case, we're talking about a total genocide.
Yeah.
The complete wiping out of an entire people group, rather
Yeah.
than a significant percentage of that.
Yeah, but I still believe in that tale, the Fae weren't entirely evil. I mean, they're
Oh,
probably being hunted.
well, yeah, no, to be very clear, the Fae were not evil in that tale. There's no way to reframe it as them being evil.
Yeah.
I should say there's no way to reframe it as them being evil without attempting to justify a genocide.
Yeah, and the person who was talking about it said some really racist old man things very casually.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, the fucking uh what was it, muzzle men?
Yeah.
I know all the racist things he said, but I tried to.
I figure you wanted to just go for it. Plus, like a lot of these older things are like really old racist terms, so it's like they have a bit less
There's
weight.
actually at least one of these terms I've heard, but that's probably because I'm part Blackfoot.
Yeah.
I had to read that casually too.
Oh, which term was that? I guess I just didn't pick up on it.
Engine.
I didn't
Yeah, that
actually
was
notice
sad.
that. I didn't actually notice that that was said. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, I'm all right. I just like I hadn't noticed that that had been said.
Yeah, I'm just gonna know there's gonna be one group of interest that's probably gonna be worse than that article when it comes to the racist
Titty?
aspect because Lord Blackwood.
Ugh. Oh no. 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 Okay, so
Okay, so let's look at another SCP.
anyway, let me just add on, at the very least, we've got uh fucking 051 making like truly upholding the American legacy by actually managing to completely wipe out an entire people group.
Alright, yeah.
He also said it was fucked up.
Okay, Bookworm, I remember, I believe Lord Blackwood is basically an old British explorer in old British times that is
Yeah,
in a slug.
yeah, he's like a slug, but he's got the personality of like an OG quote unquote anthropologist that trapezed around the world, quote unquote discovering the new world, except it's in the context of jumping between SCPs
Yeah,
in different dimensions.
yeah. The first story I read about Lord Blackwood was the Bigfoot one, and he said the S slur a lot.
Oh no.
I don't
Oh,
think I want to know what that was.
I'm guessing it's the SAVA slur for natives.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, anyways, let's look at the next SCP.
Well, that's one thing I was never called.
That's a good thing.
Well, I was also called the things that mean savage. So.
Oh. Oh, apparently this phase a dog.
Aw, good boy.
That looks like
Underground
a
portion.
corgi.
Yeah, underground portion
is a
of 2952 is not visible. Oh, it's not visible. Never mind.
But yeah, modern day racists typically don't bluntly say things like the S word. They
Oh, wait.
just say
What?
things that mean it.
Wait, holy shit! Okay, that is the SCP. I'll read this one. Discussion. SCP-2952 is a male Pembroke Welsh Corgi measuring over 30,000 kilometers in length.
What? You can't tell me that and then show me a picture of just a standard corgi.
I will admit,
Big.
we can't see the back of it. We can't see where it ends. It just vanishes. And
Yeah, this is funny as shit. Big doggos.
Also big, great, and big grass.
Alright, let's continue on. Alright, the head and front legs of 2942 are located in Portland, Oregon, USA, while the hindquarters are located in a rural area of Japan's Kariwa district, weaving through the Americas, Europe, and much of Asia in between. What?
Wait. Oh my god. Okay, so it's not a supersized doggo. They're literally just long. It is a long dog.
yeah.
What the what?
But it gets weirder. It gets weirder. I promise, it gets weirder. Keep going.
They put this as Euclid at one point. Okay, let's go. I want to hear more about Long Doggo.
2952 does not appear to age, nor does it require food or water. 2952 will not move more than 5 meters from its original position, even if threatened or offered a reward. 2952 will quickly regenerate from all damage done to it. One end will respond to stimuli from the other without the delay that would be expected due to its length. At certain areas along 2952's length, small openings will form along its sides at regularly scheduled intervals. These locations are designated instances of -1. While there are 324 known instances of -1, some are located in major cities, others in suburban or rural areas. The formation of these holes does not seem to harm or adversely affect 2952. When these openings appear, humanoid beings will exit 2952. These entities designated are -2 are on an average 3 centimeters high and cannot be viewed directly. They must be photographed or filmed through physical evidence of their presence, such as shadows or footprints, can be observed. After the first group exits, a second group of -2 will appear and enter into the same opening. The opening will then seal until the next scheduled event. The same instance of 29 of -2 can be seen entering at one -1 location, departing at another. Openings on the dexterous sides of 2952 take passengers west, while those on the sinistrous side will take passengers east. The average documented speed of... I turned my volume off, you stupid fucking phone. Sorry. Not me to yell. Alright, anyways. Average documented speed of 2952 appears to be 120 kilometers per hour, not accounting for stops at -1 instances. The burying of many of the -1 instances stopped -2 from entering or exiting 2952. 3 days after all -1 instances are buried, Project Director Stevens disappeared from his apartment with an adult European mole left in his place. Over the next 3 weeks, 17 of the construction workers responsible for burying -1 instances woke to find the walls of their houses had been replaced by a mixture of poison ivy and death cap mushrooms. After 2 months, researcher Mills, who had been in charge of testing the regenerative properties of 2952, woke up with poisonous nightshade berries in his mouth and stakes of hawthorn driven through his hands and feet. The anomalous events were theorized to be the work of the -2 population. In response, a plan to appease -2 was devised through information collated.
Related to go.
Alright. Collated from relevant myths, leading to the current protocol for unburying and monitoring instances of -1, implemented December 9th, 2016. 2 weeks later, the mole disappeared from its containment area and was replaced with Director Stevens, and the poison ivy and mushrooms disappeared from the homes of the construction workers. Researchers Mills' wounds were not healed. It is theorized that this was retaliation by instances of -2 for injuring 2952 in the course of studying its abilities. Security footage showed that during the retrieval and detaining of civilians who saw 2952, there were instances of -2 following the Foundation agents observing their actions closely. On January 5th, 2017, 2952 became visually imperceptible to all humans not under the Foundation's employ in an identical manner to that of -2. In addition, instances of -2 are now visible to Foundation employees, though not to civilians. As such, 2952 has now been reclassified as safe. Addendum. On January 9th, 2017, Dr. Stevens had a note left on his desk by a starling, which flew out of a window before it could be caught. The text of the note, translated from Welsh, is as follows. Thank you for your prompt response to computer complaints and wonderful customer service. As such, we have... wait, what?
Commuter, not
Damn
computer.
it! So far through the article, I didn't have a single mess up.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's okay.
Right. Thank you for your prompt response to commuter complaint. God damn it. Complaints. Complaints and wonderful customer service. As such, we have granted all members of your organization complimentary transportation on our Corgi system. Please send a sparrow to the council of the city office nearest to you if you have further questions. G. Foxglove, Director of Transportation. The Council of the Twelfth Tag.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to help you on that one.
I'm supposed to be this 12th leg.
Yeah, the 12th leg. Council of the 12th leg.
But in
How
their
many
language.
legs does it? Never mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In another language. Okay. So, Bright, if you scroll up just slightly.
Oh, right. It's from Welsh. Never mind.
The text of the note, translated from what other language?
Shut up. Alright. Okay, we don't have much left of the SCP. Alright. Agent Davies' ride on 2952 can be found under Exploration Log 2952 Alpha. Oh, does someone want to read for Agent Davies?
Uh,
Uh,
do you want to, Hatchet, or?
oh no, I guess.
Alright. Opening information. Agent Davies entered 2952 at the closest -1 to the head and was directed to depart at the next -1 instances where a transport team was waiting for her. All materials inside 2952 were written in Welsh, and -2 instances also spoke only Welsh. Agent Elizabeth Davies was selected for the mission in part due to her fluency in Welsh. Log begins at 10:28.
Oh no. Oh no, there's only one semi-decent girl voice I have.
Yes!
Agent Davies is secretly Agent Karen.
Agent Davies touches 2952 and immediately
You can
begins
do it. You
decreasing in
can do it
size.
without being Karen. Do
Yep.
it.
Alright. Go ahead, Hatchet.
What was that, Jerry?
You can do it. You can do it without being Karen. You can do it.
But my best voice, but my best feminine, pseudo-feminine voice is Cindy. I guess
I
Valley
believe in
Girl's
you.
the proper term, but whatever. Anyway, what on earth? Okay. Shrinkage seems proportional. Well, let's hope it's proportional for my sake. uh, None of the typical detrimental side effects you see with other SCPs that cause shrinkage. And noting that end height appears to be 3.2 centimeters tall. Control, can you still hear me?
We can hear you perfectly, Agent.
All right then. Tech isn't affected by the shift either. Good to know. Doors should open at 10:35, yeah?
That's correct. Agent
Agent.
Dave. Yeah. Agent Davies waits, which time 6 instances of -2 join her. A male instance of -2 approaches her. Revert to as instance 2A and a log for brevity. Oh, Jerry can have a spot. You can be instance 2A. Or
Is this
All right.
is this gonna turn into a Fey guy hitting on hitting on a doctor from the
maybe.
I'll try to
Foundation?
make him sound as sleazy as possible.
Okay.
You are cleared to engage in conversation if needed, Agent Davis. Agent Davies does not respond verbally, but discreetly makes a thumbs up gesture in view of the body camera.
Hope this thing isn't late again. I tried to make it to the Glade in time for midnight at the Solstice. Missed it by 6 minutes. All the ingredients for a harvest bane incantation gone to seed.
Do you know why it's been late?
Some kind of internal blockage. Poor thing's got kidney stones, I hear.
So sequence scans revealed the presence of 2 moderately sized kidney stones near the New Delhi -1 instance. The Foundation is currently holding service at that stop for a week to allow for surgery and recovery. The openings along 252 side appear at 10:41 and 9 instances of -2 exit. Agent Davies enters 2952, whereby all communication with Mission Control cuts off. The interior of 2952 looks similar to a subway car. The walls, ceiling, and floor appear to be constructed of birch bark wrapped around thin twigs. The walls are lined with seats, which are cushioned with a variety of flower petals. Many of the seats are in disrepair. There are 42 instances of -2 aboard the car, filling around 2/3 of the available seats. Agent Davies takes a seat across from Instance 2A. The doors close and doors close and the car begins to move. A slightly distorted voice begins to speak with no discernible source. Now departing from Three Portlands. Next stop, West Coast Rainforest. There's no instance of
Yeah.
Dash 1 located in Three Portlands, but the stat where Agent Davies boarded is on only 5 kilometers away from the entrance to Three Portlands. Okay, Three Portlands is also a group of interest, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Agent Davies observes her surroundings. Posted on the upper walls are advertisements for an organic oak moss tincture,
Yeah.
a religious organization practicing a variant of paganism, a horror movie featuring 2323 entitled Strike of the Shrike? What?
Strike of the Shrike.
Of the Shrike.
Yeah. In the premiere of the new children's cartoon featuring 2952 called The Global Adventures of the Great Grady. Also visible are the various forms of graffiti, including multiple messages such as
That's a type of fae.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
But that's
something
still kind of
else.
racist.
What?
That's still kind of
They-
racist against brownies.
There's just casual interface racism
Yeah,
in the subway car.
yeah.
These people suck. Go back to your cleanse.
It's not a bad word to say a type of fae's name.
Sorry.
It says brownies suck. Go back to your Glens. It's casual racism against brownies. They're called brownies. Did you know brownies you eat are named after brownies because they were originally created for treats for the brownie fae?
Oh. Neat. Yeah. In an image resembling 2547, an instance of Dash 2 further down the car begins playing Lady Greensleeves on a flute loudly and off-key. What was to be unknown?
Shut the hell up, will you?
A baby begins crying. Another instance of Dash 2 throws a thorn at the flutist, who promptly ceases playing. After some time, an elderly female instance of Dash 2, designated as Instance 2B, approaches Agent Davies while holding a scroll.
Okay.
Jerry, you want to do 2B?
Yeah.
Since he did
Yeah.
2A?
Excuse me, dear. Would you mind signing this petition? It's attempting to revive the new no allowed on board. So unfair. Just a signature, my dear. That's all I need. Not even a true name.
Oh, right. I'm Davies. Bleh. Apologies, miss, but I'm not a citizen.
I see. Very well. Would you mind if I sit?
Not at all.
Instance 2B takes a seat next to Agent Davies and begins knitting using 2 thorns as needles. At the far end of the car, a male instance of Dash 2 takes out a package wrapped in leaves and unwraps it, revealing a mushroom of unknown species. The instance begins now consuming a mushroom based on the facial expression of other passengers. The mushroom is quite pungent in odor. Instance 2B leans over to Agent Davies.
Now, if they were going to ban something truly unpleasant.
Now approaching West Coast Rainforest. Agent Davies stands when the car stops. She exits along the instance 2A, 2B, and 12 others. Agent Davies approaches 2952 and pats its side.
Goodbye.
Agent Davies is returned to normal size. Communication resumes. She crouches over the departing crowd, spots instance 2B, and waves farewell before departing for the transport vehicle. So
This one
far,
was just wholesome.
yeah, so far the Fae haven't done anything bad at all.
Yeah,
Man,
I
I
mean,
was expecting to voice a pervert and said it was just a normal guy.
yeah, it's just a normal guy complaining about train delays.
And it sounds like he hinted what the was.
Corgi
He helped
delays.
them fix the dog.
Corgi delays.
All right, the next one, if I remember, this is taboo.
Well, I mean, at this point, do we need to read anymore? Like, we
I guess
already
not.
came into this knowing that the fairies were just an entire people group.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, they need to go into the people group.
yeah. Before we continue, what I do remember from Taboo, the only time that the Fae were didn't necessarily an evil thing was if you said your own name, they would take your name and go to your world.
Technically, they would also leave you in a horrible state, but
Right.
it's
But
like,
it's
oh, they
same.
only took your name, nothing else. No, they stole your body, their face, everything of your existence, and left with it, leaving you trapped, confused, memoryless, and yeah.
Yeah, but other than
I
that,
mean,
they were
like,
pretty kind to you when you're in that dimension.
They
that's
were literally kind to you specifically to get
Yeah.
you your things down so you would give them what they wanted. That's
but
not nice. That's trickery.
but but yeah, like in terms of like the broad numbers of beings.
Yeah, I just put them in there.
As we all know, one cannot wholly judge the entire breadth of humanity's morality based on Donald Trump or Elon Musk.
Oh my god.
Or the graffiti inside the corgi subway.
There's some Fae that are racist or fascist. I don't know. Brownstist?
They're racist. Technically, there's different races of Fae. Brownie
Okay,
are
yeah,
their
fair
own
enough.
thing.
Yeah. So,
They're basically a type of house Fae.
yeah, there is another thing that I have up just to tell me what the letters are. For CN, I looked at it, is the Chinese branch. So the next group is a Chinese group.
The Galactic Federation?
When I first read this before, when I was saying for stream, I was like, this sounds eerily similar to Scientology.
Oh,
Is it
great.
Chinese Scientology?
Here we go.
Oh.
A weird cult-like organization that combines characteristics of both religion and science fiction.
Yeah, that's
Oh
just
no.
that's what we don't need Chinese Scientology. We've got Scientology at home.
If it's just Scientology but sci-fi, should we just call it evil?
Hold on, there's more. They excel at telepathic communication, but all of their other anomalies are prone to failure or are made of very outdated technology. Philosophy is a forced mixture of Buddhism and space-age science fiction.
I'm already feeling an incompetent evil coming up.
We have one SCP. The other two are stories.
Okay.
Oh. I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
But okay.
Here, I'll go ahead and read this one.
Alright, it's 4161.
4161. TP 4161. Okay. Description. SCP-4161 is a desiccated humanoid entity 165 centimeters tall, weighing 47.7 kilograms. It is seated in a cross-legged position and clothed in an orange robe. While in its inactive state, 4161 is deceased on a cellular level. 4161 is operable in a manner similar to a lap. What am I reading?
It sounds like you're reading a mummified book.
Okay. 4161 is operable in a manner similar to a laptop computer. However, it is structured atypically, with components separated and located in different portions of the body. These parts include a motherboard located within 4161's stomach, a 4 gigabyte Samsung brand RAM card embedded within the liver, an Intel i3 processing unit located within the right ventricle of the heart, a power supply inside the colon, and a power cable that exits from the base of the spine. Okay, so the cable acts like he's got a cord tail. I was scared that it was gonna come out of his ass. Let's see. Power cable exits the base of the spine. In place of a tongue, 61 or 4161 has a USB 2.0 cable extruding from the lower larynx and protruding up through the esophagus, terminating in a male connector. A large touch a large touch screen attached to 4161's upper back with no visible branding. If its power cable is inserted into a compatible outlet, 4161's body temperature will raise as the components within it begin to function. Its cells will begin to undergo respiration, and the screen on its back will turn on to display a simple button-based selector screen. When activated, 4161 is capable of vocal communication with its user.
That is not normal.
Oh, I just realized. Oh no. Oh no, I shouldn't have volunteered to read this.
Why?
Why?
Because it's Chinese. There's no chance I'm going to pronounce any of this correctly.
Also, I just realized I looked a bit ahead, and apparently it came to the attention when I was 19.
Damn. Okay. Initial recovery. 4161 came to Foundation attention on April 12, 2019, after a report of supernatural activity in a Buddhist temple came to the attention of the Chinese Ministry of Public Safety. Embedded personnel intercepted the report, and MTF, a couple characters, parentheses, karma, was ordered to investigate due to a possible connection with GOI 084 Galactic Federation. Okay. Okay. I need to.
You can always look up how to pronounce a name.
That's exactly what I was about to do.
I guess seeing in these logs, we're gonna find out connections.
Yeah. Pronunciation. And then pronunciation. Okay. Oh, I also need to do that first, or I'm guessing that's the last name.
So yeah, Bookworm, how are you been? How you been doing?
Fuck off, YouTube.
Just out of nowhere. Just silence and fuck off,
Probably
YouTube.
not out of nowhere. That's probably where the pronunciation
Yeah.
Okay, so Kanchan. Okay, this is gonna be.
Alright, hold on 1 second. Bookworm, if you feel like you might fall asleep, you can head off right now if you need to. And thanks again for donating.
Ebook.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Okay. Kanchan Zhang. I think that's right. Kanchan Zhang. Zhang. Okay, Kanchan Zhang is the subject. Interviewer, MTF Karma, acting commander. Oh, is that pronounced shoe? Is that pronounced how it looks? Please tell me that's pronounced how it looks.
It's you.
It's shoe.
You can look it up just to be sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I looked it up just to get a robot voice saying shoe.
That's not
So
offensive
yeah.
at all.
Now you get to feel like AI is telling you hello.
Oh god, I feel like I'm having an aneurysm. Jiang. Okay, so we've got Jiang and Jiang. Oh, that's not gonna get confused on my brain at all. Okay, so we
I
got
think Jiang and Jiang are pretty different. I can read Jiang if you want, or Jiang.
oh, which one? Wait. Which one is which? I'm already losing
Imagine.
it.
Well, would you
Oh,
like me to read Jiang or Jiang? Want Bright to read Jiang or Jiang?
what? No, no. The issue here is that I'm forgetting which one's which. Like, which pronunciation is which.
Oh no.
Zhang. Okay,
Jiang
Zhang
and
is
Jiang. Sorry.
ZH. Jiang. 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 Jiang.
Do you want to read Jiang
Imagine is
or Jiang?
dying.
Like, okay. Okay, just give me a sec.
Am
Just
I
give me a
more
sec.
used to hearing Chinese than you are?
Yes, very much so.
I'll have to thank my mom.
Jiang. Jiang.
I still
Jiang.
remember all the
Jiang.
fucking times my mom tried to get me to say what her teacher's name was, only for me, many years later, as an adult, to find out it's literally just Chinese for teacher. That so many people had gone across the world and they only called him teacher. But
Wow.
that fucker was so well respected, everyone just called him teacher. What
Damn.
was his name? I don't know. Not teacher.
Okay. Okay. Jiang and that is the correct one. That wait.
Jiang or Jiang?
Ji
Jiang
Ji
or Jiang?
Ji.
Jiang.
Oh oh God.
Which person?
How about this, Hatchet? The first one that's
Jiang
speaking, or
or
the second?
Jiang?
Alright, how about this? The first one that's speaking, or the second one that's speaking?
Okay, just give me a sec.
Okay.
Jiang? Jiang. Jiang? Jiang. Me. Jiang. Jiang. God damn. Yeah.
Okay. 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 I think I'm just gonna leave you two to read this.
Okay.
Did the names hurt you that badly?
Yeah, like there yes. It's extremely overwhelming for my senses trying to
You
do
know what?
this.
That's fair.
I guess I'll do Zang's at the bottom. I probably just
Jiang.
said their name.
Jiang.
Jang. The second
Just
one.
think of what Hatchet was saying. That's how you pronounce the name.
Yeah, I'll do the second one
Jiang.
because the first one eventually does speak Chinese.
Jung,
Alright.
Jung,
So you're reading Jiang?
Jung.
Yeah, I'm the second person. So you'll be first.
Ugh.
I'm the only one who knows how to pronounce these things, and Hatchet, but Hatchet is having.
Mental crisis.
Well, Hatchet also knows how to do it, but the names are too. Okay, that's valid. I'm sorry, Hatchet. That must be interesting. Jiang enters the inner chamber of the temple. Hello, is anyone here?
You're alive. There comes it.
I'll stand, thank you. I'm with the ministry. We've received reports of abnormal activity here.
I know. I made them.
They were more than a bit vague. Could you explain exactly what the problem is? The Kenshin motions to his left, where SCP 4161 is seated on a stone pedestal. It is covered in an orange cloth.
I was raised from childhood in a temple. I spent my life surrounded by mystical artifacts. It is not one of them. It is not.
What do you mean?
It radiates a screaming aura of negativity. Artifacts are not cursed objects. They are merely focal points of the universe's energies. That it is a hole into which these energies are slipping. It is not meant to exist. This is Scientology.
I don't think it's Scientology.
I'm just thinking because the fucking universe energy shit.
Right?
That's just how some people speak about things.
Yeah.
Also,
Right.
no offense, but a lot of machines are seen that way.
Oh.
Right.
And
Right.
Yeah.
You're calling the Buddhist
Oh shit.
at a Buddhist temple Scientology.
Yes.
yeah, and I'm going to comment I was raised in Buddhism, so I'm going to say that speaking like that is normal. And yeah, if a machine was inside uh, a dead like that's not a the person is dead, but they're not considered dead. They're considered like they're living on in a different state of being. If you take one of those monks that are seen as so holy and put a literal machine in it, yeah, it's gonna seem very bad. Very energy, I would imagine. Very negative black hole energy, I would call that. I think in Christian terms, it would be kind of like if one of the previous popes' coffins and decided to set a laptop in their corpse.
Yeah.
Want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Alright.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I cannot allocate national resources to dealing with what is essentially a hunch.
Fine, see it for yourself then.
Tianjin rises from his position and approaches SCP-4161. He quickly pulls the cloth away from it. Oh, okay. Taimade!
In a Mandarin expletive.
I badly swore in Chinese. I'm not looking up how to pronounce that. SCP 4161's eyes are rolled entirely backwards in its head. Its jaw is rapidly snapping open and shut. I would swear too. A brown liquid is dripping from its nostrils, collecting in a pool on the stone floor. And enlarged, veins are clearly visible all over its body. It is speaking in a low hiss.
No, sir, and the tragedy is a mistake. And the mistake will be crushed by the one, and the one who will arrive on the mountain to plead the disbelievers. And the disbelievers will forget the soul in the sky, and the soul in the sky. There's a mistake, and a mistake.
SCP-4161 stops chanting momentarily and shudders. With a heaving noise, it leans forward and begins choking. It opens its mouth to expel a cicada, which rapidly flies out of a window. Jiang notices the power cord attached to SCP-4161 and moves to remove it. It ceases activity. Are you okay to continue reading, or?
Yeah, I can go on.
Sorry about the similar names.
Yeah.
It's all right. Okay. Afterward, following the incident, SCP-4161 was seized by MTF Karma and brought to site. That character.
What letter is that? Or word? Can you copy and paste it so we can look
I
it up?
am copying
Right?
and pasting it.
Oh, Hatch's got it.
Oh,
All of the let's see, 5.
Site
It
5?
is, yeah, it's Chinese simplified. It's woo woo woo, and it's 5. Okay.
Okay.
So to site 5. Experiment log. D15 387 selected to conduct experiments on SCP-4161. Let's see, format, input button selected, response, vocal response from 4161. Screen 1. 3 buttons are visible on an otherwise dark screen. They are marked Who, Where, and Begin Samsara. Sick. Input Who. Response You are currently utilizing version 1.19.1 of the Oh, God. Metam... Metempsychosis. Yeah. Metempsychosis assistant for the glory of the One. Please press more information for more information. A small button is marked more information. Sick. Input more information. This unit was originally inhabited by the oh gods. Okay, one sec.
Take your time you need.
Uh, okay. Shut up, you two. Xing Yang. Okay, so the last word is Xing Yang. How, Jerry, do you know how the Fang is pronounced?
Okay?
Fang? It's just pronounced Fang?
Yeah, I think
I
so too.
actually had I had I had a doctor with that name. One of the ones that helped with my treatment. I also
Okay.
had one who was Dr. Fong, but Fong was with the radiation treatment, not the surgery. Fang was with the surgery. Fong was
Yeah.
with the. Okay, sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. It's just. Okay. Finally, the V word. Vyana. Okay, so it's Vyana Fung. Uh, what the what the fuck? No, don't start playing random bullshit.
Jing Yang.
Jing
Yin
Yang.
Yang.
Okay, Jing Yang. Okay,
Sorry,
Vyana Feng Jing
you
Yang.
seem to be having a hard time.
Yes, I am having a hard time.
I didn't want to seem impatient. I'm sorry.
You're all right. You're all right. His soul has since been re- his soul has since been recycled to assist in the construction of the throne that will herald the Lord. He will be forgotten as a proper servant should. Screen 1. 3 buttons are visible on an otherwise dark screen. They are marked Who, Where, and Begin.
Is it okay
Samsara.
for me to call their lord and ask?
Yes.
Probably. Input. Where? Response. The glory and eternal throne sits in the emptiness of the void, and the weight of its own power casting darkness over the stars around it. 3 buttons are visible on an otherwise dark screen. They are marked Who, Where, and Begin Samsara Sick. Input. Begin Samsara. Are you sure? This process cannot be halted once begun. 2 buttons are visible. Both are unmarked. D15387 is told to select one at random and chooses the leftmost button. Input NA. Response. Judgment. Your soul is that of a Tyriak? I'm just gonna assume I pronounced that relatively correctly. Tyriak, an animal. You merely fear that which passes around your mind, fading through your consciousness. You do not deserve samsara. Pause. You will be repurposed for his throne.
Oh no. Oh
D
no.
D15387 screams for a moment before computer fan exits. Wait, computer fan exits SCP 4161 at a high velocity and impales his throat. SCP 4161 twists 180 degrees on its spine before wrapping its arms around 1538-7, pulling him into a tight embrace. Blood spills out through 1538-7's trachea, and SCP 4161 coughs before expelling a single processor chip. It uses one arm to force it under one 15387's eyelid, which ceases activity. Indiscernible muttering is audible from 4161 afterward. I should have just been saying the D class this whole time.
Yeah.
The
It's
D class
okay.
the D class has since been designated 4161-B. 4161-B was X-rayed as part of standard anomalous conversion screening procedure, revealing the presence of a 2014 iPad Pro in 4161's gallbladder. Further testing is currently suspended.
Okay, before we continue, I wonder when they, because you know how they said they were prone to failure with their anomalies.
Yeah.
I wonder if instead of Samsara, it was supposed to say Samsara. If you remember correctly, the Foundation uses the flesh of a dead god to create MTF Samsara. So I don't know if that MTF is connected to this or not. I don't know. I just thought I would like to say that.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Oh, there's an audio file.
yeah, 4161-3 audio recording on August 15th, 2020. A radio signal was detected from SCP 4161's containment locker. A recording and transcript is attached.
Alright, so you guys want to come in here? Oh wait, you're probably already watching, so you want me to click it?
Yeah, let's click it in unison. So, 5, 4,
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1, play.
Go ahead, 752.
Do you have anything else for me?
Ready now. Base clear.
Well, that was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was. Well made, too.
Yeah. So, in the transcript, just to make sure everyone understands what was said there, in the transcript it says a female voice wrapped in static. Go ahead. 762. Further static interspersed with the sounds of a dial-up modem. Robotic masculine voice, similarly wrapped in static. Do you have anything else for me? Robotic noise, reminiscent of heavy machinery. Feminine voice once again. Ready now, bass clear.
Yeah.
Fading static burst and a hacking cough. Not sure where from.
Yeah. Alright, there's one last part.
Yeah, okay. Incident 4161-2. 4 hours following the radio signal, a small pop-up window was noted on SCP-4161's screen. A screenshot is attached. Throne fully powered. Current location Taurus Void. Destination Moon. Time until launch 1:46. Thank you for participating in the enlightenment of the Glove of Humans by the glorious second Siddhartha. Your contribution will be remembered when you are judged in his presence. Okay, ignore, or accept. Oh,
So, do we have enough information?
I don't know.
I
I'm
mean-
so drained.
Yeah, they still, but all other anomalies are prone to failure or made of very outdated technology. So they have very few anomalies that actually work.
Yeah.
So I guess we can say incompetent evil because like that anomaly did. I'm not sure.
That anomaly was evil without a doubt.
I'm not sure if they died or what happened to them.
Whatever happened to them was an abomination.
Yeah.
That is a flavor of body horror I don't know if I was prepared for.
I'm turning it off. I'm turning it off.
Wonderful timing for the final brain cell.
Yeah. So I'm going with incompetent evil. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
without looking into the stories, that's probably fair.
Yeah. Yeah, because like in the description it says they fail a lot. So, oh, here's gonna be a fun one, Hatchet. You're gonna like this. The Golden Horde, a time-traveling Mongol horde trying to find a place to bury their leader Genghis Khan, in the most unmarked grave they can manage to find. As you may expect, this leads to wacky temporal shenanigans via the use of a Roman time machine.
Okay, so I guess our main go-to will be SCP-4989.
Yeah. What is this? The owner of the Overseer Council. That's already interesting to say the least.
Hmm.
Oh, it's dead.
I feel like we've looked at this at some point.
4989?
Yeah. But I can't remember jack shit about it. Oh, it's long. Well, if we want to read all of this, I'm not taking part on this one. I am very drained.
Alright. I can read. I can read it. Alright. Alright. Description 4989 refers to a series of anomalous events. These events consist of a sudden manifestation of multiple humanoids. Hereafter referred to as -A instances in the vicinity of a particular individual or individuals. -A instances will then attempt to make physical contact with their targets, and if they successfully will demanifest after their target, taking their targets with them. Oh, I know what these are. Yeah, these are. This is a very interesting one. Alright. 4989-A entities all wear identical uniforms emblazoned with the logo of the SCP Foundation. These uniforms appear to be designed for cold weather usage and prevent any outside observers from seeing the entity beneath. As -A instances are able to demanifest at will and appear to automatically demanifest upon suffering serious or fatal injury. No detailed observations or interrogations have been made to date. Approximately 79% of 4989 events over the past 3 decades have targeted Foundation personnel, all of whom operated principally in combat-oriented roles. A further 16% of events have targeted members of the Aurea, and 3% have targeted members of other GOIs, and 2% have targeted individuals linked to national militaries. No other trends have been noted in 4989 events. 4989 events have been recorded as far back as 476 CE. A total of 909 events are known to have taken place, although the real figure is estimated to be much higher. Sharp increases in the number of events can be seen after the advert of firearms and following the establishment of the Foundation in the Aurea. If I remember correctly, the Aurea is the Islamic Artifacts Group of Interest.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Addendum 1. Please note that due to the retirement of Dr. Mary McKenzie, Dr. Simon Kills has temporarily taken over as project manager for 4989 due to Dr. Kills' impending redacted and his involvement with the design of the planned Site 89, and replacement is suspected to be found by December 24th, 2018. So far, what does this have to do with the Golden Horde?
Keep reading.
Yeah, Addendum 2. The following is a list of particularly notable 4989 incidents. Okay, this is probably where it is.
Yeah, because I recall us reading this when doing the thing for that one GOI.
Aurea?
Yeah, Aurea. So like I vaguely remember that, and I remember this is where we heard of it first, but yeah.
Yeah, so we probably get the information from Golden Horde in this addendum. Yeah, alright. Incident 4989-1, date and location, 476 Rome. Several former individuals abducted, several former members of the Emperor's Personal Guard. First recorded 499 event, the continuation chronicle of Gregory describes men in black clothes with the letters SCP emblazoned on their arms shortly after the time of Romulus Augustulus' deposition. Alright, Incident 4989-5, 860s Sistan. Did I actually say it correctly?
I have no clue.
Alright. Oh, fuck.
What?
Several Arian. I'm sorry if I butchered that. An early form of Islamic holy warrior who made up of the backbone of the Safarid state. The Tariq-e-Yaqub reports that a punitive expedition against the Zunists of Afghanistan was prevented by an 4989 event featuring several men dressed head to toe in black and with words in the Frankish script emblazoned on their arms. The author Rashid Yahya al-Tamimi noted their discussion of a red Shah. Alright. Incident 4989-24, 1366 Susho. Several gunnery experts in the Yuan army. These events were widely observed at the time. It has taken an extremely significant effort to suppress documents related to this event and remain by far the most problematic 4989 event to fully contain. Incident 4989-25, 1440s Mayapan. Several members of Mayapan's royal house, along with multiple Mayan warriors. Incidents recorded entirely through a later Mayan codex. Attached pictures are the earliest known visualizations of 4989. This event apparently has seen the city's decline as the cultural and political capital of the later Maya civilization. It's a rare example of a major impact occurring as a result of a 4989 event. Incident 4989-89, 1824, London to Norwich Road. The entirety of 054's personal guard. First event targeting Foundation members recorded in the year of the Foundation's establishment, notable for deliberately not targeting 054, who later reported that they apologized to him and stated simply that they needed more bodies for the wall. Okay, before I continue, that is impressive to take on the 05's personal guard, because that's the Red Hand, and they're better at stuff than Samsara, who is the flesh of literal god. So being able to take them down is impressive, to say the least.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that. Incident 4989-211, 1929, Tehran. 6 members of the original Oriya task force. First event targeting Oriya personnel. Witnesses report conversation in Persian taking place between the -A instances. 1489-537, 1979, Armenian countryside. All combatants in the Oriya Foundation skirmish. This caused a significant de-escalation of hostilities between the Foundation and the Oriya for a number of years, as the abrupt loss of contact with the task forces involved led both sides to believe that the other possessed an especially destructive and silent weapon. Security camera footage revealed this to be an 1489 event in 1987. The information was shared with the Oriya for purposes of mutual containment. I find that funny that the war just stopped because they thought each other had a secret weapon. It was just this anomaly. Alright. Incident 4989-842, 2006, Minnesota. 2 members of 054's guard team. This occurred during a major containment breach. N-A instance was heard to shout that they were in the wrong time shortly before their demanifestation. Alright.
Oh.
Okay, so I guess we gotta go further for the Golden Horde. Alright. Addendum 3. On... Wait, I can't tell if this is supposed to be backwards or not. Was there a previous date earlier? Okay, so it is backwards. I just had to make sure because there's December 24th. Okay.
Did you know that in Europe they consider how we do back?
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. July 9th, 2018. In -A instance abruptly manifested outside the office of Dr. Kells. This instance had been fatally wounded with a gunshot to the chest. Unlike all other -A instances to date, it did not demanifest upon death. An autopsy revealed it to be an ordinary human female. Analysis of teeth and DNA revealed that she had grown up in West Africa at some point in the 13th century. Within the pockets of the instance suit was an unknown electronic apparatus, which had been damaged irreparably by the gunshot. A photograph of the location of the planned Site-89, as well as the 3 documents bearing an unknown Foundation letterhead. Their contents have been locked below. A notice to all Foundation personnel. December 9th, 2084. Hail to you all. Due to the recent fall of Hong Kong and the continuation GOC, the Alliance's communications network has been irreparably compromised by the other's forces. As a result, the use of all electronic devices for any communications purposes is ordered to immediately cease. Communication must revert back to physical forms such as printed paper. Some of you have expressed concerns over the feasibility under this new system of constructing our sites in Western Europe and the Americas. As well our imperial allies, these individuals should remember that as long as we continue the strikes, we still have control over the means of communication. Letters to other Foundation sites and to the Empire should be sent through the proper channels. No exception or tolerance will be permitted for alternative methods. We shall prevail, the Administrator.
The fuck happens in that future timeline?
I don't know. Oh, here we go. A message to the Overseer Council dated April 20th, 2085. Hail to you all. I know some of you are concerned with the recent events at Site 89. Be rest assured that there is no possibility of the Shah's forces taking the sites aside from upgrades to the Charding cannon implemented by Captain Afsane. The Mirage continues to hold steady, and the walls have not yet been breached. Events are continuing to go as well as expected. I have been made aware of objections to the continued presence of the apparatus at Site 99. Even if there was a slightest possibility of the Shah breaching the facility, I would remind you that we are still unable to break the protections left on it when the Horde buried it here, and it thus cannot move it. I am perfectly aware of the catastrophe that would ensue if it was taken, but I simply have no other option, even if there was a more secure site in existence or any way of remaining to safely transport it. Wait, the Golden Horn Blues. Oh, at least do a short song. Not song, story. Why did I say song? Alright, 10 to Europe and America, and leave Site 89 to me. We are the last facility capable of turning the tide in this war, and I intend to see that done. Focus on the continued military conversion, and on preventing the Shah or the true GOC from crossing the Rhine and the Rockies. The true GOC's increasing dominance of the skies has led me to entrust this to Lieutenant Inari, in whom I have more faith in than anyone to deliver this safely. Please order her return immediately upon receipt of this message. I do not want her away from Site 89 for too long. This siege requires a constant supply of good men, and I can't afford to lose anyone. We shall prevail, the Administrator.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright. Document 3. Dear Martha, it's been too long since I last saw you. I am so sorry I was not able to get there at the trail's start, but I hope you managed to get to the north safely. I know more than anyone how hard it is to get away from the Foundation these days, but if anyone can do it, then it's the Hand. The library is probably the only safe place left where none of them can get their claws into you. Okay, this is a Serpent's Hand message. I have some news, but you must not tell a soul in case the Administrator finds out. I should be with you soon. I won't tell you how too much stuff that could be deadly if this falls into the wrong hands. But it's almost bizarre that nobody's thought of this way before. I feel bad about leaving the Foundation like this, but I've got to get out somehow. I don't know how much longer I'll laugh, and expecting others to care is a luxury in this place. You might wonder why I don't just go home. When I tell you how I'm getting out, I do miss it, but things are more complicated than that. The stuff they put in my head changed the way I think, made me modern, made me unable to be what I once was. I can't go back to that world anymore. I can't see what it's like today. So, it's all been burnt in the war, and besides, I can hardly go without my dearest friend. It would be horrible to be permanently parted from you. There's so much to update you on. I visited the Turkmen front recently. Do you know it used to be called the Orient instead of the Area? An organization of the reclamation of Islamic artifacts rather than the Empire? Oh no. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah. You could learn so much doing this, it's almost enough to make me want to stay. Studying the history of these places is so necessary and so fascinating, and I made a new friend, a child in the hunger camps. Oh god. I can't take him with me, sadly, but he's such a pleasant child. He made me a straw doll. God alone knows where he got the materials. I know a letter like this is foolish and unnecessary, and I can hear you berating me, but I need to get this stuff out. I still feel guilty. I really do for leaving the administrator. He needs us all. I know there have to be more bodies for the wall, but 89's worse than ever. It's just frost, smoke, and ice, all billowing upwards in weapons. There are still humans in the Shah's army, but they keep bombarding them with the worst of the sins. The cannon that warp reality, the mirage that drives them mad, and those terrible iron walls. Streaming blood from the constant fighting, they rise up and up forever, only breaking for more weaponry to poke through. I don't know how much of the world's coal supply is stored beneath it, but it seems to keep going on forever. I've been close to a photograph of what the mirage looks like nowadays. It's quite ingenious. You can't even tell that there's anything there at all. They all know, of course, but by the time they've bypassed deception alchemy, they're too mad to put up too much of a fight. It's the only thing that stopped us from being completely overwhelmed by numbers, but it's not enough. I don't think the siege will ever end. I'm going to be sending this from London, and I hope it manages to reach you. I'm being sent to deliver a note to the L5s, so I'll try to cipher it there. With luck, I should be at the library in a month or two. I hope it's not too crowded there. I hope you're okay. I hope a lot of things. I wish I could stay. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I can't stay on like this without losing everything. It's necessary, but I can't live as just another body. I'm thinking of you, Inari. Well, that's just sad. Following this incident, Dr. Kells took the decision to cancel the planning construction of Site 89 and to forbid any further use of the item 89939 in an attempt to prevent further 4989 manifestations. Well, it's going to take a long ass time before that SCP gets made. Sorry. Addendum 4. On December 12th, 2018, and 489 event occurred outside Dr. Kell's office at Site 875. This event was notable for the highly unusual pattern of behavior demonstrated by the 4989-8 instance, which communicated with Dr. Kells for several minutes. A video and audio feed had been installed by Dr. Kells in his office. A log of it can be found below. Hey, Jerry, since I know Hatch is not going to want to talk, do you want to be, the instance?
Sure.
Alright. Yeah, begin log. The video shows Dr. Kell's office. It is after dark, and only a couple small lamps, one in it on his desk, and one in a nearby bookcase provide light. The room is consequently dim and dark. Dr. Kells is writing a report at his desk. After 19 seconds, and -8 instance hereby referred to as 4989-81 abruptly appears in front of Dr. Kell's desk. It stands facing Dr. Kells, looks up with a start. Well, I was wondering when one of you would turn up. A1 does not. Yeah, huh?
Oh.
Yeah. A1 does not respond. I imagine you've got the people watching the precious Site 89. I imagined you have a whole host of spies located up and down layers of its construction. Well, unfortunately for you, I can put a stop to the whole thing right now. The apparatus isn't so important to us. A1 does not respond. If you're planning on doing something to me, then hurry up. Not have all day, you know. But without me, there's no Site 89, an apparatus for you to get your hands on.
Oh, there will be, Simon.
A1 presses a point on the side of his neck, and the suit immediately begins to fold away from him. When it has fully come off him, a humanoid figure is revealed who looks identical to Dr. Kells. Dr. Kells abruptly starts and stands up, looking shocked. What kind of... How have you...
It's very simple. It's really very simple. Mind if I have a seat?
Anyone takes a seat in an armchair in front of Dr. Kell's desk.
Tomorrow, your job as a provisional project manager ends. You'll become 054, and you'll fly over to Site 01 to be sworn in. It is there that you'll discover that the O5 Council has access to certain advanced technologies that allow them to extend their lifespan, to prevent any aging, to keep them constantly renewed at their own age. You'll have moral qualms about it at first, sure, but you'll do it in the end. It's for the greater good after all.
Anyone lights a cigarette and begins smoking. Dr. Kell slowly sits back down again.
The years will pass and you'll do well for yourself, very well. You'll end up being the chief member of the council, and one by one, as they get killed in some meaningless action or another, as they drop like flies, they are, as they drop like the flies they are, there isn't enough substance for the newer members to be anything other than mediocrities. You'll end up as the last one left, the only one with power, the
The administrator. Yeah, the administrator.
quite. And so are you, or you will be. The position will have been empty for a long time, but in times of war, as director is necessary. When it's done, I'll retire somewhere. Crozer Island, perhaps. We always did like the cold there. But until then, we need to win this war.
Daracha. His...
Don't say his name, please. It doesn't do good to remind the world of what he is and what he did. What matters is the enemy's at the door, and he's not happy.
Why do this? Why are you taking people?
Because I need bodies for the wall, and there are none. I'm trapped in the far, far north of Siberia at Site 89, and nobody can help us. The legions have the land, the traders have the sky, and the ice has the ocean. Nothing can get in or out of Site 89. The only people left have their own problems to deal with, thousands of miles away. I need manpower. I need manpower. I need bodies.
This... That is much stress.
Oh, undoubtedly. But you'll have been here too long to still have principles about these things. We take them. We put stuff in their heads to make them fight and understand. And we put them on the wall to fight, to man the cannon, to die. That's our world now. That's where your grand project will lead us. We will take the Foundation people where we can, or Oria people for the friends down south. But too much change at once is a shock to the system. So we have to spread it out a bit across time. We have to get ones who can hold a gun at least. Are you all right? You look quite pale.
You can change time. You can stop all of...
No, sorry, I really can't. You remember what happened to the last time you accidentally fucked the timeline up? Your career took decades to recover after that blunder. Besides, it wouldn't work. The timeline has ways of correcting itself. The most damage we've done is almost screwing the fall of Rome up by messing up the late Maya, who were doomed anyway. You can't get the staff, you see. Training these idiots is just too much.
Shut up. Just shut up. Let me think.
Take your time. I'm in no hurry. I can travel in time after all.
There is silence for several minutes. Anyone continues smoking. You'll what I turn into.
Don't act so.
Oh, shut up, you smug little... Look, what the hell do you want from me? If everything really is so hard to change, why should what I do alter anything? What is this?
I know for a fact it changes things, because I remember being you.
There is silence for several minutes. What?
I remember sitting where you're sitting. I remember, well, I don't fully remember. I think I might have changed something around this time, but I remember myself sitting here, full of outrage and indignation as I argued against the inevitable, and the version of me that came from the future changed my mind. I stopped the cancellation of Site 89. I took a seat on the council, and I did what I had to be done, because it does have to be done.
Still there are people from the past.
I told you I need bodies. None of you need them. Caught up from your primitive tribal wars with one another, or containing little breaks of anti-memes or statues. You think the conceptual nightmares of Hindu snake gods which haunt your waking thoughts survived? The shot is in everything, is in our heads, our hollow hearts. He can't be stopped, except by bodies thrown against him, except by this desperation.
No, don't know that.
I do, I've seen him.
There is silence for several seconds. You'll, you'll see.
It was the 5th year of the war, on a snowy day. Those early years were pure carnage. I was leading our forces in a massive offensive against their position in Altai Shan. I'm sorry, Altai Shan. We thought we'd finally made some headway in this campaign. After years of failure, his forces were retreating. We'd won the day, and then he came. I saw him, Simon. I saw what he was. I saw all the bile, the howling, the hate-filled rage of his thing that men had made. It was like staring at a pattern screamer, but more hollow. I understood then what I'd told myself so long ago. As we fled, our minds on the edge of madness, I vowed that we would never live. We would not fall. We would prevail. I understood the truth of the world that day. It's meaningless. It's desperation, like the dark eyes of an eel in those when we cling screaming to life. I won't go like that. We will prevail.
Must have tried something else. What about?
Anything you suggest has already been tried. I or one of the others, or someone in the Empire, or the fucking GOC pretenders in Hong Kong. Rights, mercy, ethics, tolerance. These are peacetime things. What we need now is bodies. What we need now is meat. This is war, and I don't care what happens as long as one of us stands upon the body of Sean's last follower and still be alive.
Ewan stubs out a cigarette and rises, standing over Dr. Kell's desk.
You have to give Site and I the go-ahead. You have to keep letting us take your soul. We'll be careful. We'll make sure nothing too deadly gets loose. And you can always recruit more. You have all the manpower in the world.
A silence ensues for several moments. I can't just do that. It's not. I'm not.
You're making exactly the same whimpering noises I make. And I know what I did, Simon Kells. I know what I am, and I know what you'll do. What you have always done. Every time, every slightly altered iteration had this talk.
Anyone begins to walk away, Dr. Kells is silent.
Be seeing you, in a matter of speaking.
A1 abruptly demanifests. Dr. Kells is left alone, staring at the snow outside his window. After several minutes, he presses a button on the underside of his desk, deactivating the camera. Alright, I want to go see what the red Shaw is, because it did have a link. Wait. Oh, it's the Scarlet King!
Oh!
Oh, so that's what happened. The Scarlet King came to Earth. Yeah, that makes sense now. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Alright. This is the final part of the article. Welcome, Overseer. At 6:23 next morning, Foundation personnel entered Dr. Kell's office to find that he had died by suicide, using a standard-issue firearm. A short note was left by Dr. Kells to explain his actions. I know you're never going to read this. You're not even going to have ever existed in a minute. But having considered the matter deeply, I think that you're talking a lot of other horseshit. I believe you've seen the show. I believe you've been tortured by what you saw. I believe everything you tell me is completely true, my dear Simon. But that doesn't somehow make it true. Your mind's too small for that. All our minds are. You'll never see any truth beyond your own eyes. You know why old men are so conservative, so backwards? It's not because of the wisdom experience, it's because they don't know how to be anything else. They've seen so many disappointments, it's so much of the same old life, that they can't conceive of anything else. Mine's narrow to the point that any darkness is considered the ultimate truth. And that's all you are, Simon, an old man. You sink into darkness and mistake it for some ultimate truth, some nihilistic revelation of bitterness that comforts you to sleep. But just because you can see something in your frail little mind, you assume it never could be. You made this, Simon. We were too weak. You turned humans into objects, into livestock. You smashed your training into their brains, turned medieval women into modern warriors. You kept them as chained prisoners, took away their personhood, took away who they were. You think that's how you win a war? There's always another way than this. There's always a way out. Your petty fascism is the mark of incompetence, of hysteria and cynicism. And the pain of failing wrapped in a madness that looks, if you're the right kind of fool, like a rational truth. But people can't live like that. If you give them hope, if you give them a future, if you made them people, then there's nothing that they wouldn't withstand. Make them rise with one heart and voice under a banner of truth. The shawl is small, the shawl is made of our weaknesses. You're wrong, Simon, and you always will be. You see, what's become very clear over the course of this conversation is that I'm really not the man for the job. The problem isn't the shawl's strength. It's your own. It's mine. Ours. After I let loose the snowfall, I vowed I'd never let this kind of hateful purity of thought infect me. But here we are again. After all of this time, the same old mistakes. So someone needs to remove us from the picture. The timeline will change, of course. There's no stopping that, but I fail to see any worse outcome than this. We may be gone, but someone else will step up. Because someone always does. Because we're people, and when the Scarlet King comes to take us all, we'll be ready. We'll be fighting. And we'll be so very human. I'd say see you in hell, but where you're going, there isn't even that. Hells. So, he offed himself before he became a fascist. Alright, so we did get another link that goes to the Golden Horde Blues, which is rather short. Maybe it can tell us, hopefully, what the Golden Horde is. What they stand for and everything. Hold on. Alright, so I'll read this and see what we think. Alright. Golden Horde Blues. Look, I'm gonna level with you. The Romans perfected time travel. Did it sometime around 107 BC. Somehow between reorganizing the army and becoming consul, Marius found the time, no pun intended, to develop mass practical chronotransit. Yes, we have proof. No, you're not cleared for it, and you wouldn't believe me if I showed it to you. No, it has nothing to do with the Library of Alexandria. Look, the point is they have never got around to using it. And about 1,000 years later, the device had made its way to Baghdad when the Mongols invaded. We haven't heard of the Great Mongol Time armies because Genghis didn't see too many applications for the thing. Took too long to figure out how to operate, for one, and besides, why mess around with barbarian technology when a horse would take you anywhere you wanted to go? But when the Great Khan died, after falling off a horse of all things, he asked for an unmarked grave, and by God, an unmarked grave is what he was going to get. His most trusted adjutants started looking for a burial spot nobody to find, somewhere suitable for a really eternal rest. That's when some enterprising captain turned to the machine to find a future where the Khan had been forgotten. Kinda makes sense. Genghis could rest all the better if they let time do the hard work of erasing his name first. Rule number 1 of this post is that we don't know a lot about these guys, where and when they've been or are going, how they survived, even how they've been navigating all this time. Mongols aren't much for writing things down, and as the Hordet has never stayed in the timeline for more than 24 hours, we've never gotten a hold of one to ask him anything. We know that the departure was successful because they keep making social calls. Jumped in 3 times so far, in 1631 outside Magdeburg, and out again in Japan during the Warring States business. Left pretty quick both times, presumably as soon as they figured out that the Mongols weren't forgotten. Our only first-hand information comes from the Ulan Batar sighting in 1985. That's how we know they've learned to read. Containment has 2 parts. Each arrival emits a specialized radiation that the scientists upstairs monitor. If they manifest, and MTF will go and check things out, and don't hold your breath. Second part is keeping Genghis' memory alive so that they don't stop roaming. That's where you and I come in. We're low-key, it's accounting work really. Sponsor a blockbuster here, fund a grant there. We've got about $20 million in our endowment, but don't let that go to your head. Director Soren Garrow informs me that the upper management would love to give us the X, liquidate our budget, and assign the case to general monitoring. That nobody's less likely to be forgotten than Temujin. Maybe they're right. The Foundation deals with 100 critters a day more likely to do more damage than a little horde that could. I say go ahead and read about the sack of Baghdad and the fall of Tanga Empire in the Battle of Leipzig, and a depopulation of Persia, not to mention the destruction of Magdeburg, which I know our boys had a hand in, even if there's no records of it. You ask me if it's not the public we're here to remind. Eventually the horde is going to stop. If the machine doesn't break, they'll find the oblivion they're looking for, or get tired of wondering and stop anyway. Think 200 Mongols couldn't cause too much trouble anyhow. Remember, we're talking about 200 of the fiercest and smartest of the horde, which conquered everything from Korea to Kiev, who broke empires with bows of their Khan when he was alive, and are journeying hundreds of years for him now that he's dead, who have no fear of the future and know just what our world has to offer, who have 500,000 loyal soldiers waiting back in 2027 for access to a time machine. You think they'll just go on home after a trip like that? How does this little document here have the most information for this GOI?
Probably because it's a story that's actually about the GOI.
Yeah, it's not even listed on here. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. God damn it. That's probably the one we should have clicked first. But oh well.
Probably.
Yeah. So do we think we got... I think we got a good amount of information. What do you guys think?
Depending on how we place them, because they are
Yeah.
people who were affiliated with and loyal to Genghis Khan, of all
Yeah.
people. I want to put them in either incompetent neutral or incompetent evil.
I think incompetent neutral, mainly because, based on that document, they haven't outright attacked anyone. They're just looking for a burial spot. They're not,
Right.
yeah. So
Right.
that's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Incompetent neutral.
Genghis Khan,
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but
the guy who was like what, like a
Technically, Genghis Khan did good things.
yes, and he also committed some of the worst atrocities imaginable.
Yeah,
yeah, didn't
We
he?
did
we have
some.
we have accounts of women in villages that he was going to killing themselves before he got there so that they weren't sexually assaulted. Like
Yeah.
there's no way to place Genghis Khan other than in the evil category. So the
Fair
question
enough.
is so the
Yeah.
question is, do we separate these guys trying to do something on behalf of Genghis Khan from Genghis Khan's actions? And I don't know which is
Hmm.
better. Because like we're talking about folks who are trying to honor the dying wish of the guy who committed so much sexual assault that he's like what, like 20% of the current human population has some of his DNA in them.
Yeah. Wait, also, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he also kind of somewhat invented biological warfare by tossing bodies of the bubonic plague into cats?
Yes, and he is one of the few people in those eras that purposely used it because a lot of times when it happened, it wasn't on purpose. He did it
Yeah,
on purpose.
Okay.
yeah. So like I I'd be pretty dead set on incompetent evil, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like the group itself, as they
Yeah.
exist now, they're not hurting anyone anymore.
Yeah.
But they did.
Yeah. Also, before we go to the next one, I have a feeling the next one could be the last one tonight. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
imagine like
Yeah.
it's obviously not wholly comparable, but
Uh-huh.
like where would we put uh a a group of interest that was a time traveling group of SS soldiers carrying around the remains of Hitler, trying to
Yeah.
find a good place to bury him.
Right. Yeah.
Like where would we put that?
Yeah, also, I love how in SCP universe, apparently the Romans created time machines.
That is very funny.
Yeah. Also, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be
Got
right
into very dark territory there, but yeah.
Catch it, entertain, stream. I believe in you.
Actually, in fact, I'm gonna go look this up. Yeah, how much of the human population is related to Genghis Khan? Okay, I was way off. I was thinking something else, it looks like. 0.5% of today's men seem to carry a Y chromosome.
Why is everyone quiet?
Well, Bright went to go to the bathroom, and I'm trying to actually look up the exact information about how many people are related to Genghis Khan.
Oh. I'm trying to make a furry chicken blueprint to make it easier to make furry chickens.
Nice.
It's a weird thing to do, but that is the thing I have done.
Okay, yeah. So about 0.5%. It says About 0.5% of the male population in the world are descendants of Genghis Khan.
Alright, I'm
Man,
back.
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's putting at about 16 million descendants living today, and that's just the male population.
Anyways, I'm back.
If we were to well, we're
Sorry.
back. If we were to assume that like rates of like male to female births are roughly equivalent, that's about 1% of the modern human population being descended from this guy. That's how much SA he committed.
Damn.
Damn.
Dude. 750 years ago.
Alright. So the next one is also almost forgot to switch over. The next one is also an international group of interest. But I need to see what PT is. Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Alright. The Hunting Club of Fauna and Flora. A group of individuals dedicated to trophy hunting anomalous creatures, mythical beings, and collecting rare specimens. Might use
Apple.
anomalous weapons to hunt as well. Oh wow, they're just straight up evil already.
I've got a bad feeling. Like trophy hunting right off the bat.
Well, we got one SCP and a story, the Amazonian Hind.
I guess let's do the SCP.
And it's a Keter.
Fun. Oh god, this looks long.
That's why well, it's a good thing I said this is gonna be the last one then. Yeah.
Show
Alright.
journal entries. What's at the bottom there?
Journal entries. Oh, it might.
Oh, okay. No, it was after that
Yeah.
that I saw like the thing going to close that.
Ah.
Yeah, I saw that and I was confused for a sec.
That goes to the story. I gotcha. Alright. Alright. Description: SCP-4810-A is a wooden hunting lodge located in the Tefe National Forest in Jura, Brazil. The structure is in a significant state of disrepair, and portions have been overgrown with a statistically over biodiverse array of flora. -A is infested with a high concentration of non-anomalous arthropods, primarily arachnids, through a significant amount of centipedes, wasps, and many other venomous insects that have been reported. Over 43% of arthropods recovered from -A are a multiple undiscovered species. Continued categorization of arthropods emerging from -A is ongoing. Alright, so -1 is a large white animal fur rug. Recovered from -A, object is patterned with a small sections of blue fur, which shift constantly at the rate of roughly 0.2 centimeters a second. The patterns produced by these areas of blue fur have been reported as disturbing and unsettling by first-hand witnesses. -1 generates a wide variety of arthropod-like organisms from an unknown location. Such creatures are first recorded crawling out from within the object's fur. Object generates roughly 0.1 kilograms of such biomass per hour. All specimens produced by -1 have displayed predatory traits and utilize venom in their bites and stings.
It's a rug that generates venomous arthropods?
Yep. I'm guessing this is one of their anomalous weapons they talked about in the article. Over.
If you really
wide.
think about it, what venomous arthropods can it not create?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can be very dangerous. Why do they have that? What? Why? Why?
We know
they're-
why.
Well, no,
Uh,
well, that's the thing, Bright. Like, this doesn't sound like a weapon. This sounds like they're just casually
Oh.
keeping this as like decoration. What
Oh.
kind of like
Yeah.
like if they are using it as a weapon, then it's in the sense of gathering venomous critters to draw venom from to poison things
Yeah.
at best. But like it's a fur rug, Bright.
Alright.
It's a rug. Weapon wise, I feel like a rug is not a very good weapon.
Yeah, it's probably one of their trophies. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it. Alright. So, Dash 2. Dash 2 is a destination given to a collection of 326 animal bones, superficially similar in appearance to the skeletons of organisms in the Cervidae family, which were recovered from Dash A. Did I actually say that correctly?
I believe so, yeah. Cervids.
Holy shit, the first Italian
Cervidae.
word I said correctly.
That
I don't think that's Italian.
Oh, I
It's
meant
Latin.
Latin. I meant Latin. God damn it.
I guess you're in the same ballpark, and Italian developed off of Latin. Anyway, if in case anyone is curious, cervids are deer.
Ah,
You didn't know that, Bright?
maybe. I've probably been told at some point. Anyways. Living
Okay.
organisms exposed to any instance of Dash 2 display rapid mutational growth during cell division at an increased rate directly proportional to the distance between the organism and the instance or instances of Dash 2. Extended contact with Dash 2 instances may result in the manifestation of living, unidentified arthropods within the subject's lungs, stomach, or in open locations in the chest cavity. Complete immersion in water has been found to significantly reduce the distance in which the effects of Dash 2 becomes apparent. Are all of these just gonna produce arthropods?
Why are they? Why does everything they have produce arthropods? What's up with them fucking manifesting new arthropods?
I swear, if the next one talks anything about arthropods. Alright. Dash 3 is a taxidermied head of an unidentified animal resembling a large Sika deer, Cervus nippon. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Service nipple.
Oh my god. An object's white fur displays blue patterns similar to those appearing on Dash 1. Dash 3 induces rapid and unstable genetic mutations to flora within its gaze. Some of these mutations include, but are not limited to, the production of poisonous sap, the intake of oxygen, and the release of carbon dioxide, and the discharge of rapidly growing parasitic spores, which give off the same effect as Dash 3 the flora it attaches to.
Okay, well, at least there weren't any new types of arthropods coming out of it. It just makes all of the plant life want us dead.
Imagine if this was put in the Amazon rainforest.
Let's not imagine that, actually.
Isn't that kind of what the Amazon rainforest is already?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but this would this would rapidly make things significantly worse, considering
I was
it
just
be.
making a joke.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Oh.
I'm just.
Oh. Oh my.
Oh!
Dash 4 is a mass of flesh and muscle tissue located within the cellar of Dash A. Due to the severity of Dash A's infestation, further analysis of Dash 4 has been suspended.
At least it didn't mention the arthropods.
Addendum 4810.1 ATF 0-77 expiration. Upon discovery of Dash A, ATF Omicron 77 was dispatched to the area with the intent to a further investigation of possible anomalous properties. The following is the incident log transcribed by research personnel of Containment Area 49.
So instead of the ATF being named 007,
Yeah,
it's named 007.
yeah.
Very good.
Alright, begin log. The footage begins in a dense forest. During light rainfall, the camera is attached to the helmet of 1, who is surrounded by 3 other ATF operatives. Every time I see ATF, I think of Accelerate the Future Group of Interest. That's their initials. But I know it's MTF, so.
Yeah.
Call out. 1 reporting. 2 reporting. 3 reporting. 4 reporting. Alright, let's head out. Move in. I'm not gonna make voices because it's too late in the night, and this is gonna be a final SC group of interest anyways. Most likely.
Man, I think you're pretty tired.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the final SCP.
I meant the final group of interest, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you guys are probably tired too.
I'm hungry. It's dinner.
Never mind, Jerry's hungry, I'm tired, Hatch is tired.
I don't know if I describe how I feel as tired, but it's something.
Task Force begins to head in the direction of the reported anomalous phenomena. Ancient movement continues for approximately 37 seconds before a loud crunch is heard. What in? It's just leaves. Keep moving. Sorry to break it to you, but this is most certainly not just leaves. 1 looks down at the ground below 2 and spun an unusually large centipede, which is clearly deceased. A large portion of its body has been crushed in an unnaturally colored liquid substance leaked out of the crushed portion. Christ, that's disgusting. Keep moving. A portion of irrelevant dialogue has been removed. Fast forward 41 seconds. The task force is advancing towards the reported location. A large swooping sound accompanied by hissing is heard from above 1 before the sound abruptly halts. Contact. That thing was huge above us in the tree line. All agents raise their weapons, looking up into the tree line. No movement or abnormal objects are seen. What was that? I don't know, some kind of centipede, but the damn thing had wings half as big as me. Copy. Let's keep moving. The task force advances once again. No dialogue nor any significant events occur until a partially obstructed building with a main portion and 2 wings, one extending from each side, comes into view. The units crouch down and aim their weapons at the building. That's our target. Scan for movement. It looks like the whole thing is moving. Like, the walls of the building. They're shifting or something. A headcan of 1 enhances focus on the building to reveal portions which appear to be of movement, shifting autonomously from its surrounding portions. That's not the wall moving. 1 quickly holsters his weapon, taking out a flare, which he lights and throws it at the wall of the building. The flare bounces off the wall as multiple arachnid and insectoid entities fall off onto the ground. The flare improves the visibility of the building, showing the source of the movement to be a thick swarm of arachnids and insectoids. 2. Oh my god, I think I'm going to vomit. We're not here to be scared of the damn thing because it's covered in spiders or centipedes or whatever the hell those things are. We're here to get in, survey for anomalies, and get out. Let's make this as quick and efficient as possible. Listen, if you want to stay right outside, then be my fucking guest. But you're only making it harder for the rest of us to complete this mission. So I suggest you grow some balls and come with us. Alright, sorry. Don't apologize, let's move. Owen takes out his primary weapon once more and lights another flare before approaching the right side of the wall. As the agents move, the swarm parts away from the light, creating a path of visibility. Owen soon spots a door to the building. Stack up. They just proceed to the door, utilizing standard breaching procedure, including with the agents kick down the door, entering the building. A thick, loudly buzzing swarm of flying insects emerges from the breach, obscuring camera feed for 6 seconds before dispersing to the point that audio and video feed are coherent. Fuck. 2 is retching. What the hell? Interior walls are Crawling with a thick layer of various arachnoids and insectoids, units slowly enter the swarm, continuing to part around the flare light. 2 hallways lead to the eastern and western wings. A staircase to the basement is visible. Alright, team, western wing first, remain on me. Units proceed down the western corridor for several seconds before a hissing noise is briefly audible over the buzzing. Ohm4, who is in the back of the line, turns sharply towards the basement staircase. The hell? You guys heard that, right? That voice? Voice? No, it's just some damn buzzing wings. Keep moving. Keep your ears open if you hear it again. Units continue to the western wing, passing an infested washroom and supply closet before arriving at an open room with 6 chairs, 4 of which have been heavily infested corpses resting on them. As Ohm1 nears the center of the room, a thick mass of insects infesting on animal skin rug fails to withdraw from the flare light. They don't want to get off the rug? The rest of them don't seem to like light very much. What's up with these ones? Ohm1 approaches the rug, allowing for sharper camera focus and revealing a near constant stream of arthropods emerging from and withdrawing from the rug. Oh hell, they just keep coming out of it. Ohm2, crate this up and get it outside. We've got something else. The body's chest is humming. Camera feed turns to take in Ohm3, nearing one of the corpses sitting in a chair, reaching out and resting his hand on the body's upper chest before pulling a carved bone amulet from the corpse's neck. A winged insect resembling a large wasp partially emerges from the body's mouth. It's like I don't know, it feels like there's a whole damn hive inside them. Careful not to disturb them. Ohm3 light a flare and collect any other occult curiosities they collected in here. Ohm4, you're with me. Ohm1 and Ohm4 return down the hallway towards the main lobby, towards the eastern wing. Passing through the main lobby, an audible hissing noise is briefly heard over the background hum. There it is again. It's definitely come from the basement. Light a flare and hold position here. Keep listening, see if you can make any sense of it. I'll continue investigating the east wing. Camera feed continues down the eastern hallway, passing several taxidermied heads mounted to the wall. Arthropod infestations begin to thin during the final approach to the eastern wing, giving way to a carpet of thick kudzu-like overgrowth. Multiple dead arthropods are visible within the plant growth. Ohm1 coughs slightly, stepping onto the overgrowth and into the trophy room. Several corpses are visible, entwined with the thick plant growth. Camera feed moves to take in the taxidermied head of a cicadere with blue patterned fur, the patterns of which can be observed to shift slowly. Ohm1 can be heard to cough more violently, causing camera feed to shake. Ohm1 moves towards the taxidermied head and struggles to remove it from the wall. Wheezing and nauseous groaning become audible as Ohm1 succeeds in dismounting the head, dropping to the ground alongside it. His breathing shallow and punctuated by wheezing. 1 minute 18 seconds elapsed in this manner before footsteps can be heard approaching from the hallway, along with faint flare light. Distant approaching. I went ahead and peeked down the basement. Bugs are really thick down there. Weren't scared of the light. Lots of millipedes. Kept sounding like something was calling out to me from inside, but I couldn't get a look inside. Just managed to peek through the small hatch built into the door. Looks like some kind of wet meat, pulsing like a heart. A big-ass centipede lunged at me, and I swear the fucker said my name. I think we should... Sarge? Ohm4 rushes into frame, lifting Ohm1 over his shoulder and standing coughing lightly as he withdraws with Ohm1 from the room. Team, withdraw. There's something in the air here. Ohm1 is down. Get out of here now. Afterward, Omicron 77, retrieve anomalies later identified as -1, and 79 separate instances of -2. -1 diagnosed and treated for acute carbon monoxide poisoning. -2, 3, and 4 subsequently returned to -A with self-contained respiration systems, and collected the remaining listed anomalies, along with the attached journal. -4 is successfully contained within -A, It is the official recommendation of ATF Omicron 77 that it should remain in such a state until the nature of the anomaly is more fully understood. Addendum 4810.2 Recovered Journals. The following is a transcript of personal journal recovered from the main lobby of -A. Transcripts are in the same order as the pages within the journal. Okay, so this is probably a group of interest journal.
Yeah.
So we're about to get
That's a good idea.
we're about to get into the mind of this piece of shit group of interest.
Will you give them an asshole voice?
I got this.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah. It's almost the anniversary of 100 years of the hunt. And we're gonna fucking celebrate it. The spirit of the hunt is stronger than ever, and spirit is all we need in order to do an impossible task. And so today marks the day towards our journey to do the impossible. The board of the highest huntsmen have officially decided that this year our collective goal is to go after something that was previously considered a myth. Mother Nature, or so they call it. It's been seen by very few. It's said to walk the grounds of Portugal in its deepest forests and its highest mountain ranges. It travels all the time, but never near civilization. Probably why we've never seen it. It's impossible for the environment around us always has it's responsible for the environment around us. Always has been. That's how the story goes. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. These
Yeah.
guys hunted down Mother Nature, made a bunch of trinkets out of Mother Nature's corpse, and Mother Nature retaliated from beyond the grave by sending them nothing but poisonous arachnids and poisonous plants.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's where this is going, and I love it. Mother Nature looks like a deer with the whitest coat of fur in the world and golden shimmering antlers. Longer than any kind that the world has seen. Its fur is covered in blue markings that constantly shift, almost like sentient tattoos, one for each journey it has completed. We're going to hang its head on the wall of the Lodge 1. In the name of the hunt. There's only one big problem, really. Not only is it responsible for the environment, but it controls it, too. It can detect anything biological from 5 kilometers away, so there's no way in hell that we're getting anywhere close to it. At least that's what people say. We don't know for sure.
I
The
feel like they
boar.
want to eat Mother Nature, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I mean, they're trophy hunters, so we don't even know if they actually eat them.
yeah.
You'd hope so, at the very least, but the board is making plans to counteract its abilities. She's a tough one, Mother Nature, but the hunt is tough too.
I'm not Mother Nature, but even I want to.
The strategists have come up with a plan to be able to get Mother Nature in our own hands. After some talking with the board, everybody's come to the same conclusion. It detects living things, and so paratechnology is our best friend once again. We're gonna lay out some traps all throughout the forest. It's gonna take a long time, but the strategists know what they're doing. They have the position for a reason, after all. I trust in them, and I think the rest of us trust in them too. Update. The strategist showed me some of their prototypes, and they're looking like they're gonna get the job done without even breaking a sweat. Electric nets, force field barrier traps, and tons of other things. I'm telling you, the strategists know how to get shit done. We're gonna go and set up the traps around the forest over the next few weeks. There'll be a bit until I get the chance to update on this, since I'm going to be embarking on the journey and helping out with the installation. Long live the hunt. Ugh. 3. The strategist and some other person, myself, or some other people, myself included, just finished setting up all the traps they've developed. It's been a few weeks since the last entry. We had a lot of forest to cover. The plan, for the most part, is to spread out our hunters and have a certain group set to a certain trap. We've got a lot of people here. Like I said, it's easily going to be the biggest thing the club has ever aimed to obtain. We've done mermaids, golems, we've hunted luscious flora, but we've never done something as powerful and graceful as this. Its head will fit perfectly on our wall by the time that we are finished. We're placing bets on which trap is gonna get it. I'll be willing to bet that it's gonna be one of the barriers we set up, because it seems like that's the one that the strategists put the most effort into. Either way, we'll find out soon. 4. We got it. We actually captured Mother Nature. It was by one of the streams, the one we got that mermaid in that one time, actually. But one of the advanced parasnares. Its leg got caught, and by God did it give a fight. Wind kicked up, practically a storm on the spot. Birds and things were going crazy. But all the might of nature can't overcome the ingenuity of man. It was legendary. She was so much larger than we expected, easily standing at I don't know, but it was much taller than any of us. Her antlers shimmered in the sunlight, and we put a bullet in its neck and watched as it bled out, whimpering for help. The hunt shows no mercy. The only thing that was heard was cheering. I still can't believe we actually managed to do it. It's incredible. We finally managed to capture something powerful, something an ordinary person with a gun. Something an ordinary person with a gun would be able to do. Update. We're bringing it back to the lodge now. Board's decided how we're gonna split up its parts and decorate Lodge 1 with our success. We're drinking tonight in the name of the hunt. The board had all of it decided, and we split the excuse me.
May I
And we've
comment?
yeah, go ahead, what?
I think whatever nature does to them, they deserve, and they're all
Yes.
fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Yes. They deserve infinite arthropods. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta take it. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Let's do that. Do this. Oh, I still have streamer mode on.
Hmm?
Just give me a sec. It won't take long. Let's see. All right. Anyway, um, Now that I have done absolutely nothing to my name, I will continue.
Infinite arthropods?
Yeah.
Yes. I am now infinite arthropods.
You know, that's valid.
All
I'm
right.
just the blue snake.
The board had all of it decided, and we've split them up to where the decision makers to where the decision makers wanted them. But things just don't feel right anymore. Doesn't feel as rewarding as it did when we first accomplished our goal. It just seems like a very neutral objective that we've completed, and the only payoff is some shifting animal skins and some bones. We keep finding more and more bugs both in and outside of the facility. They like to hide in the new rug. I didn't even know this many centipedes and whatever these are lived near these parts. Update. Something like a centipede spider wasp hybrid bit Rawl about an hour ago. His eyes rolled.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. His eyes rolled to the back of his head, and he started screaming loud as any of us had ever heard. Before any what? What, Festus? Do you wish to talk about the infinite arthropods?
I also changed my name.
I'll let you change. Infinite fauna. Okay. Oh, God damn it. Festus distracted me. Where am I?
I'm not changing
Screen.
my name because Dr. Indigo Radler is still very appropriate.
Well, I
I'm
mean, yeah.
basically the blue plant tree snake.
Oh, yeah. We don't expect you to change it. Let's see. Well, his eyes back, screaming loud as any of us had ever heard. Before any of us could even get to him, he dropped dead, there on the spot. The bug died shortly after. We've got some people on pest control for now. I don't know what's going on, but we need to be a lot more careful now. Maybe we didn't think this through. No fucking shit.
Yeah.
More people are dying around me in horrible, gruesome ways. People have bugs crawling out of every orifice at this point, and I think I feel something crawling in my ear. I can't get it out. The bugs are swarming the corpses now, eating them instantly, and then retreating around Mother Nature's spread out corpse. Anybody who gets close at this point is eaten alive. They aren't happy. I can feel it. The wasps are making nests within people's chests. The spiders are taking deepest. Take Festus, do please. I love you, but oh, come on, man.
Is he demanding pets?
Something. I'll give you pets later.
Cat does not know what later means.
Well, he better learn.
I've never learned of a cat that knew what later meant. They
Okay.
know their name, they know food, they do not understand later.
The wasps are making nests in people's chests. I just realized that rhymes. What? Okay. The spiders are taking the deepest bites into people's necks and taking chunks of flesh with them. It's like a brown recluse, but it's instant. All of the flesh and the rotting and the infection comes almost instantly. Update. I just looked into the eyes of nature's mounted head and I can't help but wonder, were they looking back? What have we done? We didn't kill her, we just made her scared and mad. Everyone else is gone, dead, or run deep into the jungle to die, torn apart from within. Not me. Not me. I can feel one inside me now. Can feel its 100 legs curling tightly round my innards. Maybe it's soothing in there. It must be, warm and dark as it is. Maybe, just maybe it's making her feel safe. I can feel its heart beating. It's still scared, thrashing, hurting. I'm going to the cellar to rest and have some quiet.
He basically gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think there actually is probably one group of interest that can probably help Mother Nature right now.
You're about to say Serpent's Hand?
Yeah. So I think they wouldn't have the knowledge to do it. Because, I mean, think about it. Or else,
I'd imagine.
yeah, the Wondrous Library probably has that knowledge.
That's true. I mean, let's be fair. The best way to help nature is probably to put it together, but does the Foundation know how to? No.
No, but the Serpent's Hand probably does.
Alright.
The Foundation looks at this and goes, we're leaving this shit alone.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is smarter than touching what you don't understand.
Yeah. So I think we already know where we're gonna put this one.
Which touching what you don't understand is significantly smarter than killing what you don't understand in this case.
Yeah.
Festus, you'd never send me infinite arthropods, would you? I'm gonna guess that's a hard maybe.
Yeah. Alright, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure we already know where we're gonna put this group.
But I think we gotta just decide somewhere in evil.
Yeah.
I'd
I
go.
think it's not incompetent evil. Even if they
Yeah.
don't do it on purpose, technically they were very good at being evil.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they literally killed Mother Nature. They were very competent while they lasted.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, there's probably other branches still alive. It's just that the hunters at Lodge 1
Right.
are
Yeah, Lodge 1's down forever.
yeah, Lodge 1 is now a spider food.
Yeah.
I would say neutral evil.
Yeah.
I like they're hunters. I don't think that they're chaotic enough in how they act to be in chaotic evil.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like they're an entirely separate like entity that's very clearly not giving a shit about like any rigid law-like structures aside from we're going to hunt things.
Yeah.
Yeah, neutral sounds best.
Yeah, it
I
makes
agree with
sense.
Hatchet.
Alright.
Like I can't believe
Mhm.
that we started this stream with the fucking genocide of fairies,
Yeah.
and we're ending the stream with some bozos who fucking decided to poach Mother Nature.
To be fair, even though they took her apart, still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as he said, she's still alive, just scared. But still, like they poached the concept of nature.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
they
and then they
think
were
was going
surprised
to
when
happen?
she fought back.
Right, yeah.
I guess it really is a fucking Icarus flying too close to the sun situation.
Also, here's a thing that I'm gonna say what the next group of interest will be for next Thursday. It's a long one. His or Her Majesty's Foundation for Secure Containment of the Paranormal.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a Foundation precursor group based out of the United Kingdom.
Oh no.
It existed in the
Probably
early
gonna be
medieval
evil, but-
ages.
Uh,
That one's gonna be
which mean
fun.
which means it probably existed during the latter part, or not the latter part, like the early developments of the modern racial hegemony.
Wait,
Great.
I
That's
just
gonna be fun.
I just realized one of the SCPs is the wrong proposal.
Wrong proposal. They poached Mother Nature. Oh.
You're gonna be judging them for all eternity.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I am. We came into this with me already disliking them because trophy hunting on its own is gross at best. Like
Yeah.
you're killing animals for no actual practical need. You're just doing it to do it. Like that's
Yeah.
already extremely gross as far as I'm concerned. But these guys take it a step further and decide, you know what? Not only are we going to hunt down pretty blatantly, like obviously endangered species described like based upon what they're other talking about, but we're gonna do it in the most inhumane manners we can think of. I
Yeah.
guess not inhumane. I don't know. It's basically just taking the concept of poachers, making them fucking uh
Technically, this is
paranormal.
exactly what a poacher would do if they're a trophy hunter. I will say
Yeah.
Yeah.
in California, trophy hunters are known for going after every mule buck deer type, even endangered ones, and they will leave the flesh behind because all they want are the antlers.
That it's
Apparently, they're
literally
not even that interested in the fur all that time. It's mostly the antlers.
it's just
Yeah.
it's cruelty for the sake of cruelty.
It's in that case, it's less for the sake of cruelty, although I agree with the cruelty part. It's so they can say they have the whole collection,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is
yeah.
stupid because they're animals, not a fucking collection.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's like if you want to be a collector, collect something less finite and precious than
Like,
living things in the natural world. Like if you want to collect something, I don't know, collect Lord of the Rings paraphernalia or swords or I don't know, cars. I'd prefer them collect
Or
cars.
do what I'm gonna be doing, because on my vacation there is something like a store. It's like you can put your own store within the store. I'm not sure what it's called.
fun fact, the Bay Area actually has one of the largest collections of old classical cars in the world.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But,
I've seen multiple shows involving classical cars.
yeah.
That is so
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
There are paints that aren't made anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and there are cars that exist with that paint, those paint jobs still on them, still fully
Yeah.
intact and pristine.
Ooh,
Those are amazing cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
sweet.
Like I was saying, with that store I was talking about, there is a store in there for retro consoles and games and stuff. I'm building up a retro collection.
Nice. I guess that's another one. Fucking
Yeah.
Skylanders. Collect Skylanders.
I already have plenty. I don't have room for any more. So I'm not
Well,
gonna
yeah,
get
I
any
know.
more.
I know. I'm suggesting this to the shithead poachers.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys already know how much I got. I got like
Yeah.
I think like well, I think I got like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 copies of Skylanders.
You're an
Yeah.
obsessive woman.
So listen.
Yeah.
This is an official message to any poachers that somehow happen to be listening to this stream.
Mhm.
Just collect Skylanders.
Oh my god.
Stop collecting animals' heads. Just collect Skylanders.
Yeah.
Maybe collect a few Chop Chops, and maybe take after Chop Chop a little more.
You know what? May I say things to potential poachers or trophy hunters?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to say, may Mother Moon never watch out for you so that you're forever hidden in madness and darkness, and may Brother Sun forever do the opposite of protecting you. We know how Brother Sun can act. Brother Sun gives cancer.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is off topic before I go into ending soon.
Yeah.
I just realized the one that's gonna be after the His Her Majesty one is Inevitability Industries, a group of group founded by a man and a small army of clones trying to create a safe sex market in an anomalous world.
Wait, holy fuck, based?
Yeah. Their arcs are mostly inherently sexual or sex-based, but in a responsible and sensible manner.
Holy shit. This
I
okay.
don't hate them.
I've got a distinct feeling that this is gonna end up in chaotic good. We
Yeah.
need more chaotic goods.
I
That
would
sounds like
be
it could
all
be one.
for chaotic good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
That's
second I
just-
saw a group founded by a man, I was like, oh no, is it gonna go bad? Then it goes okay.
A group founded by a man. It's like that's a coin flip around here.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to go any soon screen. You guys talk with Chax. I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Then we'll end things. All right. Hatchet,
Anyway, this
Jiri, have fun. I'll be back.
okay. Anyway, this stream was brought to you by the message of anthropocentrism is an abomination upon Earth, and it needs to be done away with before it ends us all.
What's anthropocentrism?
Oh, I'll just grab the proper definition. I've said before. The ethical belief that humans alone possess intrinsic value. That one.
Oh,
It's the core of basically most forms of speciesism.
well, considering I keep saying brother, son, and mother, feel about.
Sorry, you got cut out there. What did you say? Jerry?
I'm eating a cookie. Sorry. I'll respond
Oh,
in a
okay.
moment.
Oh, okay.
I was expecting you to hear me, not for Discord to blank me out.
Yeah, the other thing is that like anthropocentrism literally, like when you break it down, literally just means human centered.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, like I said, I think you already know where I stand on that hatchet, considering brother, son.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I miss?
Nothing.
I basically just us reiterating the already made points. I said that this stream was brought to you by the message
What did I
of
miss?
anthropocentrism is an abomination that will get us all killed.
Ah.
And I agreed, but Discord blanked it out, so I
Our
had to
self,
finish eating my cookie and then agree again.
believe it or not, here's a wild fucking concept, okay? Believe it or not, for a social species who has only been able to exist and survive based upon cooperation with those around us, it is in fact fundamentally suicidal for us to be so self-centered that we ignore the well-being of all other things around us.
Did you
Like,
know? Oh,
go ahead.
did you know of all the types of primates, humans are the most likely to abandon their young?
That does not surprise me at all. That's yeah. It's just
All right, Jerry, do you have any last words?
Infants evolved to be longer lasting for intelligence, but they evolved to look cute specifically so you don't murder them.
3 words in. How about you, Hatchet?
my final words are I spent probably 90% of my time during the stream when I was not reading, scrolling Twitter and looking at porn.
My God. Yeah. Also, just one thing before I like to do my final words. I like how basically we switched content forms from being Thursdays to Tuesdays, so we wouldn't like suffer as much. But then we went through some of the most fucked up group of interest this
To
stream.
be fair, I don't think any of on here expected that.
Yeah.
It's a different type of torture. Like, we come into this knowing that it's going to be dark, but with the content farms, it's dark as well as mind-numbingly terrible and stupid.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least with the groups as dark as they get, at least they're written by competent people and not misunderstood. We don't look at bad women's anatomy, bad human anatomy, bad so many things.
Although I guess you could argue that we did look at bad arthropod anatomy because there were descriptions of arthropods that are completely different to what we know exist. But that's also the point of it, and this is a
Yeah.
dumb joke.
Yeah. Alright.
Centipede with wings is
Well,
a
if anyone
surprisingly
can make it,
terrifying.
I fully believe in Mother Nature.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously. We stand Mother Nature. This is a Mother Nature safe space around here.
Yeah. Also, Danger Noodles, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time on your next mission. We're raiding Libby Wolf, which is part of the same group I'm part of, Neurospicy. I almost said group of interest, but anyways.
Oh wait, wait, is it like actually on the timer?
It is, I can
Like the
cancel it
radar?
though.
Okay, I was simply going to add, remember everyone, be kind to Mother Nature so that instead of creating flying venomous centipedes, she creates more house centipedes.
Oh my God.
We stand by house centipedes. They eat the pests in your house.
Yeah,
They very good boys.
yeah. So yeah. Anyways,
Also, remember, if you think millipedes are cute, they're not cute. But if you think millipedes are terrifying, just remember they're the oldest bugs that evolved on land.
mhm.
Think of them as elder buggos.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so be kind to them, only annoy the fuck out of Hatchet when you go to them, and see you guys later, have fun on their stream, and, Genghis Khans.
That was one of the most thematically